have been won this evening. It's a signed shirt from your favourite team, GB player. Our guests will be donating a shirt and the 50/50, all for just £1 the tickets. Ladies and gentlemen, as our flag bearers make their way onto the ice, they represent both teams this evening. Our guests, all the way from Russia, it is of course Torpedо and the flag bearer for Team GB!
If you say over, nothing is over till we get silent in. It ain't over now. But when the going gets tough, the tough get over. Any questions here?
As the atmosphere builds nicely, as it has done in all of the other arenas over the most recent weekends. Support your team from the first punch off to the final buzzer. They're in the tunnels, they're getting ready to go, but we need your support. Come on!
Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's about creating a legendary atmosphere as we see our guys off to pastures new, and they are, of course, as we know, a golden era representing our Isles. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guests.
to the Motorpoint Arena in Nottingham. Great Britain versus Torpedo. What a great event this is to gauge what's going to happen at the World Championship. Of course, Torpedo from the KHL. They were a playoff team, 7th in the Eastern Conference, 4th in the Harlemov division, so a real test for Pete Russell's side this evening. Aaron Murphy alongside Paul Adey. And Paul, I mentioned right there, this is a real litmus test for Pete Russell's side against a very good team from the second best league in the world, the KHL.
No, you're absolutely right. And when you come up against a team, you know, one of the top teams in the top leagues in the world, it's always going to be a big test. And all these KHL teams, they play such a sound game. I mean, technically, tactically, they're very, very good. And it's the kind of test that GB need.
They lost in the first round of the KHL playoffs in a 7-game set against Barry-Zastana, a very fast, physical team. Let's hear what Pete Russell had to say just a few moments ago.
Pete, thanks for joining us on Free Sports. It must have been tough to make the selections this year. You had so many great players to pick from.
Yeah, for sure. I'm surrounded by 2 great coaches, so the 3 of us put our heads together and we selected the team at that point we thought was a way to go forward, because you have to name your team pretty early, and we had to do that, and we've done it, and we're happy with our group just now.
In your first couple of games, you've seen the team play. Are you happy with the results, the way things have gone so far?
The Italy game was never the score it was. It all came late. We tired a little bit. We outshot them. I thought we played really good on Sunday against Hungary. They're a real good team. They had some great results in the international break. So, yeah, we can only be happy right now. We're playing pretty good.
And the opposition tonight and tomorrow, KHL team Torpedo. What do you think of these guys? Do you know much about them, or have you done any research on them?
Yeah, we've done little parts on them, but they've got a different lineup for what they had. So we'll see what comes. They're going to be fast, skilled. We need to see that. We need to play against teams with more speed, so it's going to be good for us.
Well, thanks for joining us on Free Sports, Pete, and best of luck, mate.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks to Pete Russell for joining us. We'll head down ringside now for the national anthems. We also, just before we go to those anthems, we should mention David Clark just came out talking about his UK Ice Hockey Hall of Fame induction. Paul Adey, also a member in 2006, so a great moment for David Clark, who had so many magical moments here at Motorpoint Arena to come out and just be acknowledged by the fans a moment ago.
Yeah, I mean, David Clark, what a great player he was over the years for the Nottingham Panthers. He was a clutch player, and a lot of the trophies that the Panthers won over the years, you know, David Clark certainly played a big part in those trophy wins.
Georgi Kobliansky, the vice president of the KHL, and Georgi Kobliansky with the ceremonial puck drop. And, of course, it is the captain, Jonathan Phillips, and Mikhail Varnikov. And Georgi Kobliansky talking earlier, saying what an incredible event this is. As we said off the top, such a unique event to have Torpedo from one of the top leagues in the world here in Great Britain to play Team GB. We'll head down for the anthems. Magnificent scenes at Motorpoint Arena. Team GB versus KHL side Torpedo. Let's have a look at the rosters for this game number 1 of a 2-game set this weekend. Ben Bounds will get the start. No surprise to see him between the pipes. Great to see Liam Kirk after his fantastic 26-goal season in the Ontario Hockey League, a part of the order of business today. Ben O'Connor will be pivotal on the back end. He might want to have a real good game here. Of course, he signed for Barry Zastana last year. Barry Zastana beat Torpedo in the playoffs. He'll have a point to prove today. Let's have a look at Torpedo's roster for head coach David Nemirovsky, a former NHLer himself. Nikolai Molkov and Andrei Tikhomarov in the nets. It will be Tikhomarov in the nets. Of course, Galuzhin is a very experienced KHL player, as is Anton Schenfeld. Some good young players in the lineup as well, including Dmitry Rodonyachev. So an interesting encounter. Of course, a lot of people say, well, the North American import's not available. Well, of course not. The Game 7 loss to Barry Zastana was March 10th, the 3-2 loss for Torpedo. So mostly just the Russian players available.
Well, yeah, and it's good for them because they can test out some players that are maybe, on the bubble or not sure about for next season. And, the coach will give them a chance to play and see how they do against GB in this one.
The GB in blue, the visitors in white. Buckle up, folks. KHL Torpedo versus Great Britain. O'Connor had the glove on that. It was batted down, and now Lakovic will take over, but it will be offside. The referees in this one, Dean Smith and Thomas Anderson of Denmark on the lines, Andy Dalton and Danny Beersford. Torpedo 7th in the KHL's Eastern Conference, 4th in the Harlemont Division. As mentioned, a 7-game loss in the opening round, the quarterfinals to Barry Zastana, but make no mistake about it, we heard Pete Russell talk in his interview with you earlier, Paul Lady, that this is a fast physical side and we need to play some fast physical hockey.
Well, exactly. I mean, you got to be able to go out there and compete at this level if you want to have any success at the World Championships. And GB straight away aggressive on their forecheck, 2-man forecheck, 2-3 forecheck going hard. And you can see here 3 guys going hard on the forecheck. Perlini coming right down as the 3rd forward, but then he pulls out safely.
Perlini was the MVP at the Division 1A World Championships last year. Had a magnificent performance in his GB debut. He had 4 goals and 2 assists. Streaking away now, Veryev just gains the red line and dumps it in behind Bounds. Swindlehurst. Billingsley now. Here's Hammond. Hammond with the quick outlet pass. He's a great disher of the puck, and he gets it ahead to Lake in his GB debut. Not in this game, of course, but this is his first campaign with Team GB, and what a season it was for Ben Lake. 34 goals in league action for the Coventry Blaze.
Oh, he's a big plus for a GB team. He's quick, he's got skill, he can score, and those are the kind of players you need at the top level. Certainly a big plus for GB.
So Bounds in the nets, of course. He was a hero at times at the Division 1A level. We know he has to be big in the top pool. GB haven't played in the top pool of the IIHF World Championships since 1994, and what a camp it's been. Games against Hungary, Italy, and now this KHL outfit, but they have had success against a KHL team this season. February 7th in Coventry, a 3-1 win over Dinamo Riga. Here's Simon. Simon's pass just too far ahead there, and it will come right back in. Liam Kirk, 26 goals for the Peterborough Petes this year. Trying to cycle it back down to Matthew Myers. Myers in for Ferrara. Ferrara, good dogged work by Ferrara, and a pass up the middle from Medvedev, picked off by Myers. Kirk showing his hand-eye coordination. They're batting the puck out of the air, working it out front, and Liam Kirk with an impressive first shift for Team GB.
Yeah, Liam Kirk, good young player, and you're absolutely right. GB have come out with a good attitude in this one. Really strong attitude, willing to forecheck hard and test Torpedo out early in this game.
Richardson starts the playoff. Here's the captain, Jonathan Phillips. The feed from the speedy Lakovic. This is his home bar, and he'll want to have a good game against Torpedo. Lakovic always seems to step it up when he puts on the GB sweater. Here's Richardson working it down to Betteridge, also a member of the Nottingham Panthers. And Betteridge in a battle there, and he's dispossessed by Essien. Up the right side, just waving at it with Stalnov. And GB have been the much more aggressive team early on here, and Andrei Tikhomarov will just clear it out and help out his own cause. Perlini gets in the way, but Stalnov with the quick release. It was wide to the glove hand of Bounds. Kept in at the point by Rodionchev, and Rodionchev fanned on that. Here's Farmer. Farmer in, Farmer with the shot, scores! GB, the hero from Budapest, Farmer opens the scoring early here against Torpedo.
Wow, what a play from Farmer. Comes through the neutral zone with a lot of speed. Just hangs on to the puck, creates a 2-on-1. And he knew the best option was to take the puck to the net as the defenseman plays off him. Farmer cuts in, he's pressure on him, puts the puck between the goalie's legs into the back of the net. A great start for GB, and you're right. Farmer scores another big goal for Great Britain.
And Andrei Tikamarov in the nets. Third year at Torpedo. He showed the 5-hole and couldn't take it away, and Farmer, well-placed shot. And Robert Farmer has a knack for scoring big goals. We all know that. His huge goal in the dying moments in Budapest a year ago sees GB into the top pool World Championships in that gold medal performance. A goal he'll never forget. And that's a good opening goal here. 3 minutes and 14 seconds into the first period. Farmer makes it 1-0 GB. Here's Alyayev. Alyayev just gained the red line and dumps it in. Here's Hammond. Hammond protects the puck. He was trying to work it ahead to Lake. Hammond loves to dish the puck. Lake is a real good shooter, so that's a real good matchup with Dowd on the off wing as well. Here's Dowd. Dowd to Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst walks in. Low shot on Tikamarov. Had to be careful there. It was wide on his glove side. Important to note again, they were eliminated from the playoffs March 10th. So you'd have to wonder how some of these players have prepared, but we watched them skate this morning. They seem to be in great shape. They seem to be practicing very well this morning, so no excuses from Torpedo. We talked to David Nemirovsky, and Sandis Ozelinch is here as well as one of the assistant coaches. They said they're here to play hard and enjoy this unique event. And right now find themselves in a hole. Here's Medvedev. Medvedev up the right side. Terrible pass, and Batch steps up. Batch keeps it in. Kirk in beyond the goal line. Dispossessed quickly by Ogayenko. And Torpedo hemmed in their own zone a little bit. Urikov couldn't get it out. He had Ben Davis dogged work by Davis. As we know, he does that all season long for the Guildford Flames, and now doing it for GB. Here's Urikov. Urikov looks up and sees Ilyin. Ilyin was all the way up at the offensive blue line, but the pass didn't get to him in time. Line change for Torpedo.
Yeah, good job also from GB on the line changes, changing very quickly. That way they can keep up a good hard forecheck. As long as the guys go out on the ice, 30, 45 seconds max, you're able to change quick, forecheck hard. Seems to be the game plan for GB against Torpedo.
Looks like that was knocked down by a high stick. It's a 1-0 scoreline. Great Britain, Robert Farmer, 3:14 into the first period. And Robert Farmer, his 8th year as a GB senior. He had a goal and 2 assists last year in the Division 1A tournament, but no one will ever forget that goal he scored. Face off to the right of Tikamerov's net. Had a .906 save percentage this year for Torpedo. Barry Bruss was one of their top players this year, the North American goaltender, not available for this competition. Here's Orlov. O'Connor had the puck in his feet. Richardson. Steady for the Cardiff Devils and a stalwart on the back end for Great Britain. Here's Perlini. Perlini left it behind for Farmer. Shields just trying to hold the line, but he just had that left skate drift inside the blue paint, and Simon helped him out a little bit. It's an offside.
Well, you can see GB are trying to find those holes in the neutral zone, but give Torpedo credit because they're stepping up quickly, closing the gap, not making that easy for GB to come through the neutral zone, staying up on their blue line as much as possible, really forcing GB to dump the puck in.
Hammond versus Yesian. Face-off win, Torpedo. Alyayev tucked in behind Tikamarov. Hammond, aggressive forecheck from GB. Swindlehurst steps up at the line, but he got blown away by the foot speed of Yesian. Yesian throws it out front. Good stop by Bounds as it was thrown out front by Schmolin. Back to the point. High shot, Stalnov, and Stalnov with the redirect. Stalnov with a great set of hands there on the shot from Rodionichev, and it's 1-1.
Well, Bounds never saw the deflection. The puck was deflected. It went high up into the air, landed behind him. Watch here. Puck gets deflected and lands behind him. And all of a sudden it's in the back of the net. So Bounds never really saw that. Unfortunately, he just didn't get the bounce on that play. But in the end, an easy goal for Torpedo, who really haven't spent much time in the GB end of the ice. But when you get a fortunate deflection like that, ends up in the back of your net sometimes.
Stalnov with great hand-eye coordination there on the perfectly placed shot from the right point from Radionchev. Good young defenseman showing his poise on the blue line there. Here's Kirk. Kirk weaves his way in. Kirk's going to draw a penalty. The penalty coming up. Bounds hasn't left the net. And Bounds wasn't sure what the call was going to be there. It's a slashing call, and Bounds never got out of the net for the 6-on-5.
Well, when Kirk went flying across the blue line trying to split the defenseman, he got slashed on the wrist, and the referee called it straight away. Power play for GB. But Kirk's willing to hang on to the puck and test players out, try to beat them one-on-one. He does have good skill and speed, and he's not afraid to challenge people out there in the ice.
Donat Stalnov with a tying goal. Played in the MHL last year for Lokomotiv. The MHL is the equivalent of like the Ontario Hockey League, for example, the major junior ranks in Russia. Good young player, and Radionchev with a nice shot from the point. So a 1-1 scoreline before the period is halfway through, but a power play for GB. A slashing call against Nazarevich. Nazarevich was chopping down on the hands of Kirk. Good point by you. Kirk doesn't seem to be phased. When he made his debut at senior level last year, he didn't seem to be phased against Kazakhstan or Slovenia, and you saw the poise there on the puck.
Well, I really think he's a player who believes in himself and he believes in his abilities. And I think he has great skating ability, he has good hands. When you have those two combinations, you know, you're obviously going to have a lot of confidence out there in the ice, and he certainly has that.
Here's Shields. Shields, of course, announcing his retirement from both domestic and international duty at the end of this season. Fitting in, playing in the top pool for one of the all-time greats, Colin Shields. Shields has to get back, though, against Ilyin. Ilyin and Veryev doing a good job on this penalty kill for Torpedo. And it's Ilyin dropping it all the way back to Ogayenko. Veryev swings to the outside. Perlini trying to keep him to the outside, and Veryev just dumps it all the way back, and Alyayev will chase it down. Orlov cycles the puck for Alyayev. Change coming over the boards for Pete Russell's side. Long-range shot from Ilyev, and no problem for Bounds, but this is a real good job on the penalty kill from Torpedo.
Yeah, very aggressive penalty kill. First guy's going hard, second guy's swinging to the middle. So if GB don't make a good first pass, the second guy will put pressure on straight away, making it tough on GB to get up the ice. And you're absolutely right. Good hard work, especially from the two forwards up top, making it tough on GB.
Dimitri Simon versus Ben Lake. 48 seconds. Simon wins the draw. 48 seconds remaining in the power play for Great Britain. Ilya Nazarevich with a nervy few moments to come as Dow now gains the line. Simon tries to pick his pocket. Lake is calling for it all the way back on the right point. He's a forward, of course, playing that right point right now. Here's Lake. Lake lays it off. Little lovely feed for Kirk. Kirk had time and space. Puts it right off the chest of Takamarov. He almost was surprised by how much time he had. And Kirk, I think, if he had that to do over again, would have made a little move to the outside.
Absolutely right. I think he would have challenged the net. I think he wanted to make the pass to the forward driving wide, thinking that the defenseman would play for him, but the defenseman stayed right in the middle and forced him to shoot it in that situation.
Here's the speedy Mosey dropping it back for Betteridge, and a nice active stick there from Yesiev. Nazarevich is out of the box. Here comes Smolin. Power play is over. Smolin just backhands it in on bounds. He'll hold up. 11:35 remaining in the first. A 1-1 scoreline. Really impressive penalty kill for a team that's been off for basically a month. Torpedo.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job because GB didn't, apart from the Kirk opportunity, they didn't really get many other opportunities on that power play. Torpedo doing a great job on their penalty kill. You can see Torpedo, they're dangerous through the neutral zone. You give them a little bit of open ice in the neutral zone. Even on their penalty kill, they looked a little bit dangerous, so GB are going to have to be careful. Watch out for any of those stretch passes, players getting behind them in the neutral zone.
Billingsley to Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst puts a pizza up the middle and all alone, and in for his second of the period is Stalnov. Stalnov takes the gift up the middle and tucks it behind Bounds. 2-1 Torpedo.
Well, you're right. Stalnov was a bit surprised he ended up with such a great scoring opportunity. Nice finish from him. But that was the second or third time GB in this period have made a couple of weak soft passes in their end of the ice, and they paid for that one. And you just can't move the puck in your end of the ice with soft passes. A good job for Torpedo jumping on that and creating a good scoring opportunity, and a great finish for Stalnov.
The puck can be nowhere in the middle of the ice in your own zone against opposition like this. They pounce, and they pounce quickly. And this is a kid who wasn't even part of their senior roster at times this season, played junior hockey last year, and he jumps on that loose puck, and there's nothing Bounds can do.
Well, this is the difference. When you're playing at a higher level, when you make those mistakes in your defensive zone, you normally pay for it. Maybe in the last couple of seasons, GB got away with a couple of errant passes. They're not going to get away with those types of passes in Pool A. But, of course, they'll learn from that in this game.
That's the whole point of this magnificent camp set up by the GB management team, Andy French, Andy Buxton. And, of course, we have the second game of this set tomorrow from Sheffield, 4 p.m. live on the network. Shot from Earhart, and that's gloved down by Takamarov. As GB, well, good fight back. Come right back, get some offensive zone time after that letdown in the defensive zone, and get some shots on Takamarov.
And absolutely, you want to go out after you've given up a goal and have a good shift. You know, get one back if you can, but if you don't, at least get some offensive zone pressure, create a shot, get some traffic in front as much as possible, hunt for deflections and rebounds.
Perlini against Ilian. They've had a good battle so far on the dot. Face-off win, Perlini. Here's Shields. Shields trying to work it out front to Farmer. Farmer at 6'3" is a handful in front, but they can't get the puck in front to him. Here's Veryayev. Veryayev down the right side. Veryayev trying to dish it off. He ran into Batch. Veryayev stays with it. Low shot blocker side. He missed it to the right of Bounds, and the pressure ensues. Here's Ugienko. Ugienko calling for it, and it's Shields with a nice stick there. And for all of his offensive magic over the years, Colin Shields a real good defensive player. Here's Ilian. Urakov. Urakov around Batch. Knocked down in the corner. Batch comes in. Richardson did a good job there. And now Dowd will chase it down against Orlov. Dowd makes the right decision, curls away and dishes it off to Josh Batch. Here comes Dowd. One of the greatest pure goal scorers available to Team GB, of course, and we know that he'll have some big moments in Slovakia. No doubt a couple of big moments for Dowd in this two-game set against Torpedo. Here's Shaq Vorostov. Shaq Vorostov down. He passes it off to Simon. Simon on the backhand. And again, they try and go blocker side on Bounds. Here's Orlov with the shot, and that's snagged out of the air. Good stop from Ben Bounds.
Yeah, good stop from Bounds. Good job from Billingsley, keeping his man away from the front of the net, not allowing a deflection, or if there was a rebound, he was in good position. Both defensemen in good position on the shot from the point there, covering their guys, making sure no one gets to the front of the net.
Nothing Bounds could do on the first Donut Stalnov goal. It was a deflection, and nothing he could do on the second goal. It was a giveaway right up the middle. But certainly when he's seen the puck early in this period, he's made a couple of good stops. Here's Davis. Davis had to get his head up as Orlov was charging down. Shaq Vorostov tried to intercept that. Throws his right shoulder into Davis. Davis, no matter how many times he's hit, he'll keep getting back up. Orlov sends it across. Olendarenko. Shaq Vorostov throws in the middle of the ice. It was behind Simon. Here's Billingsley making his Team GB senior debut, of course. Looking forward to Slovakia. Here's O'Connor to Kirk. Kirk walks in. Kirk with the shot. Good stop by Takamarov. Quick release from Liam Kirk. Shaq Vorostov gives it away up the middle. Davis had a bounce away from him, and now it'll be taken over by Mosey.
Yeah, Mosey just rolled over his stick. He wanted to turn it up quick and make a play. Unfortunately, he didn't get the roll.
Mosey to Phillips, the captain, throwing it out front. It bounced off of Mosey, who unfortunately missed the Budapest tournament a year ago with an injury. He cannot wait to get to Slovakia. He's got a smile on his face every time you see him. Here's Betteridge. Betteridge trying to punch it through, and it's intercepted by Yessian. Yessian down the left side, trying to draw coverage. Twirls back. Smart play by Yessian. He wants double coverage to dish off, and he finds Medvedev. Medvedev also dishes off. Medvedev calling for the return feed. Instead, it's Nazarevich with the shot off the left shoulder of Bounds. Good stop there from Bounds. Swindlehurst over the red line, dumps it in. The Farmer line comes over the boards, and if you're just tuning in, Farmer with the goal for GB. 3:14 into the first. They led 1-0, but 2 goals from Donat Stalnov, giving Torpedo a 2-1 lead. 7:45 remaining in period 1. GB 0 for 1 on the power play as well. Here's Anton Schenfeld. 291 KHL games played for Schenfeld. Very established player. Played for Metallurg Magnitogorsk last year, one of the big powers in the KHL. Alyayev across for the aforementioned Schenfeld, but it was Earhart stepping up. He got double teamed, so all of a sudden some room opened up for Perlini, but a good defensive play from Alyayev. Earhart dumps it in. They want to make a change at the GB bench, as the coach, Pete Russell, wants fresh legs out there. And, of course, you got Adam Keefe and Corey Nielsen, the assistants on the bench, very experienced coaching staff for Team GB. O'Connor has to be careful against Veryayev. Fleet-footed Veryayev, but O'Connor is quick too. Richardson back to O'Connor. Richardson gains the red line. Lovely feed through him. Lake has a step, and Lake is in all alone. Lake is stopped by Takamarov.
Wow, what a great play from GB. Lake busting through. And like I was saying, he's got great speed and skill. Tried to go 5-hole. I think he thought Farmer scored through the legs on the first goal. I think he was going to try that. He tried that again, but it looks like a penalty coming up here, and GB will go on the power play. But a great scoring opportunity from Lake, but a fantastic save there from Tikamirov.
Well, it is Olendarenko with the penalty, and it will be the second man advantage for Team GB. 0 for 1 thus far. 6:44 remaining in period 1. Great opportunity for Perlini and company. Farmer and Shields up front. O'Connor and Hammond. He likes to use a forward on the power play on the back end. We've seen Lake and Hammond both with shifts on the back end on the power play, but you have to be careful when Ilian is out there. Veryayev going to the front of the net. Veryayev with the chance out front. Ilian got all tangled up in his own feet, looking for the short-handed chance, and that's what we talk about when you've got a forward on the point sometimes. It can be scary going backwards like that, but a good job by Great Britain in recovery. Here's Perlini. Perlini to Farmer. Back to Perlini. O'Connor with a nice tap pass. Perlini looked like he had a lane, but he wants to go back to O'Connor. O'Connor with the shot. Farmer trying to take away the eyes of Takamarov. And here's O'Connor. Perlini to the top of the circle, drifts back. O'Connor hits it across. Farmer's in front, putting in yeoman's duty. O'Connor with the shot. That's deflected by Perlini. Farmer was taking some abuse in front, but we know from his EIHL battle level, he will do that all day long in front of the net. Perlini for Shields. Shields leaves it for Farmer. Much better looking power play from GB other than the short-handed chance a few moments ago. Here's Farmer. Farmer walks out front, finds Hammond. Hammond tries the return feed. He was looking for Perlini back door, but the play was broken up nicely by Alyayev.
Yeah, good movement from GB on their power play, setting up in a 1-3-1 and created some good passing and shooting lanes. Maybe tried to make the extra pass there when they had some good shot opportunities.
Here's Mosey, still 35 seconds remaining in the power play. Dowd stops up. Dowd weaves his way back up the left side, in for Mosey, and now all the way around for Lake. Mosey playing as a forward on this power play shift. Lake into the corner. Back to Richardson. Lake dishes off, quick shot. What a shot by Dowd. We've seen that before in a Steelers uniform, of course. Stopped by Takamarov. Lake couldn't keep it in. Kirk will go to the front of the net. Richardson did keep it at the point, though, and here's Mosey. Mosey lost an edge. Kirk is in front, just 2 seconds remaining in the penalty. Olendarenko's out. GB have to be careful, but they have possession of the puck. And luckily for them, Olendarenko had already come in as that puck comes all the way up and down for Ben Bounds.
Yeah, Richardson drove down from the point for that pass, but just missed him, and it would have been a good scoring opportunity. It was a good idea. But fortunately, like you said, the player coming out of the box was going to the bench. Had he just stayed on the ice, he might have gone down for a breakaway.
Betteridge chops at that, and it will come up and out of play off of Ogayenko. We're going to step aside for a quick commercial break here on Free Sports. Torpedo 2, Great Britain 1 in Nottingham.
Takes place as it does in many rinks up and down the country, where you get an opportunity to take home half of the draw tickets. As always, we for a chance of winning one of our sellers around the arena. The jackpot prize will be announced throughout this evening's fixture. And also on the grabs we have the Game of One jerseys. You win the jersey off the back of your favourite GB player tonight for just £1. Ticket down or ticket deals are available also at one of our sellers. And also an opportunity to win a team-signed Torpedo jersey. Again, just £1 again. Ticket sellers. And there are deals available for both the GB, the Torpedo, and of course they're made the most of the 50-50 draw.
Torpedo with a 2-1 lead over Great Britain. 4:17 remaining in the first period. Donat Stalnov with both goals for Torpedo. Robert Farmer with the lone goal for Team GB, but it's been a magnificent first period here at Motor Point Arena.
Being down a goal, it came back strong, created a couple of opportunities. Through, one of them was a mistake from GB, but overall GB have had a decent first period.
Ogayenko off the reset. Here's Medvedev up the right side. Yesian's been speedy all period long and comes right back in. Here's Stalnov. He's got 2 goals in the game. Ogayenko works it back. Medvedev with the shot, and that's blocked in the high slot by Betteridge, up and out of play.
Well, a good block from Betteridge, and Betteridge is probably the best shot blocker on the GB team, especially on the penalty kill. He's willing to put his body on the line every shift for Team Great Britain, and we saw it there on a 5-on-5 situation, stepping up and blocking that shot.
Face-off will be to the left of Ben Bounds. Vladimir Galuzhin, 11 goals last year for Torpedo, 12 this season. One of the established members of this Torpedo roster. Varnikov, the captain, out there as well. Here's Ferrara, the Coventry Blaze, down the right side. Ferrara trying to go inside out on Orlov. Orlov stays with him and gets a hit in. Earhart walking in from the point. Kirk smartly goes back to the point. He thought Earhart was going to charge forward. Here's Mosey. Tried to get it in for Ferrara, but it bounced off of him, and Galuzhin having some trouble getting the puck out, but will get it ahead to Schenfeld.
Well, you can see GB, again, good forecheck from GB. Put some good pressure on Torpedo, but Torpedo have a lot of experience in their lineup. They're used to that kind of hard forecheck, and they're dealing overall quite well with it.
Here's Varnikov, takes a bump. Got it back to the point, and it was outside the line. Galuzhin will have to reset, and now it's Radionachov. And it's a slashing call coming up. And GB, 0 for 2 on the power play, will get a third power play here in the first period. Trailing by a goal, and it is Radionachov. Opportune time now for Great Britain.
Well, you can see there the slash on Myers, and referee has no choice but to make that call. But a few times we've seen passes in the middle of the ice where the puck seems to have stopped. I don't know if the ice is a bit rough. Hasn't been used for a couple of weeks. Maybe there's a bit of excess snow on there that's slowing the puck down on those little passes.
Here's Hammond hard into the corner against Veryayev. Veryayev gets it ahead, and Alyayev is away. Nazarevich. We saw this on the first penalty kill from Torpedo, looking for the short-handed offense, and GB certainly on the second power play dealt with that a little bit better. Right there, Torpedo aggressive on this third penalty kill. Farmer out front. He was looking for Hammond sneaking down the left side, but couldn't get good wood on it. Here's Bounds. 2:25 left in period 1. 1:20 of that on the power play. Lake curls away up the left side. O'Connor finds Lake. Lake turns down the left side. He's got Dowd with him. Decides to go back to the youngster Kirk. Kirk shows great poise in possession of the puck. We've seen it all period long. Here's Richardson. Richardson dishes off. Dowd goes to the front of the net. It'll come back to Richardson, though. Richardson wanted to get it to Kirk, but he just stutter steps, so Kirk has to go into the corner. He was never going to be in a shooting position from there. Lake to Kirk. Kirk tries to weave his way out. Great poke check from Tikamarov. Here's Dowd. Dowd into the corner. Gives it to the speedster Mosey. Mosey with his head on a swivel. Good defensive stick there from Orlov, and now Kirk. Kirk's in a battle against Orlov. Orlov A-frames, some veteran savvy there. Mosey, though, wins the puck back. Kirk, 30 seconds remaining in the power play. Richardson to Mosey, or to Dowd, trying to deflect it ahead, and it will come away. Another chance, and it's Urikov. Urikov's going to draw a penalty, and it looks like a slash on Dowd, so the power play will be over. Dowd doesn't like the call, but it was stick across hands.
Well, I mean, Dowd had a great back check there. If it wasn't for him, the Torpedo would have had a great scoring opportunity. What Dowd did on the back check, he just knocks the stick of the Torpedo player and knocks the puck away. The referee considered that a slash, so he gets 2 minutes for slashing on the play. Again, he didn't think he really slashed him. I think he was just trying to knock the puck off the opposition's player's stick. Unfortunately for Dowd, the referee saw it as a slash.
4-on-4 for 18 seconds. And then it will be the first power play of the contest for Torpedo. Plenty of room to wander out here now. Phillips to Matthew Myers. Myers just hammer it in and around to Komarov. Tries to come out and play it, but it's Jonathan Phillips. Makarenko stripped the puck from him and sent it up. Radyanev is out of the box. Radyanev will go to the bench for a change, and the Schenfeld line is out now on this first power play for the visitors. Here's Makarenko. Makarenko into the corner for Schenfeld. Back to Makarenko. 35 seconds remaining in the period. A minute 20 on this power play. Here's Schenfeld. Schenfeld to Makarenko. Makarenko across, and Nazarevich got all of that. It was outside of the blocker on the right side of bounds. 22 seconds remaining in the period. The puck is deflected up and out of play. Torpedo 2, GB 1.
Well, Torpedo setting up more in a high umbrella with two guys down low in front of the net and spreading out up top, I should say, trying to create a one-time shot with good traffic in front, looking for a deflection and rebound. And maybe GB haven't seen that kind of formation in a while.
Here's Richardson. Slides it ahead for Lake. Nazarevich threw it across, and now Varnikov aggressive. Just 10 seconds remaining in the period. Schmolin works it back to Galushin. Cross ice for Nazarevich. Nazarevich could have shot. Decided to pass. He passes again. The high windup from Galushin at the deck. It was up and over the shoulder of bounds, high off the glass. There'll be a 44-second carryover power play for Torpedo, and they lead 2-1 over GB after 20 minutes of play. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back with plenty more from Motor Point. Torpedo in the lead over Great Britain. Yeah, how are you? Yeah, I'm standing here calling the game, so I'm wondering why no one's here in the commentary. I'm in Nottingham, standing here right now, and I'm about to explode. My phone is lighting up. People going, well, there's no commentary on this thing. Okay, well, are they not calling you back? Hang on one sec. Ian, I got TX on the phone saying no one in television is answering the phone and they're calling me. Okay, they're telling me, Ian's telling me that they're on the phone with TX, Aiden. He's on the phone right now trying to work it out, so I don't know what's going on. Well, welcome back. What a period it was. I mean, it was up and down. It was all around. It started off with Robert Farmer, 3:14 in the period one, but then two quick goals from Donat Stalnov of Torpedo, giving us a 2-1 lead for the visitors. Shots on goal, 10-9 in favor of Great Britain in a wildly entertaining opening 20 minutes of hockey here at Motor Point Arena. Let's have a look back at the goals here from Motor Point Arena, and well, Farmer knows where the net is. He's had some big goals over the last few years in a GB jersey, of course, and that was another one past Tikhomarov.
Yeah, it was a good play from Farmer because he had pressure from Rodionishev and just drove hard to the net, used his body to shield the puck, and a nice finish between the legs of Tikhomarov, and just a great play from Farmer there. Smart hockey from him, not giving up the pass. The defenseman gave him the lane. He took the lane, watched his finish right between the goalie's legs. Great play from Farmer.
And there's nothing Tikhomarov could do there. He comes out to try and challenge the shooter, and Farmer just with a perfectly placed shot. But what a deflection from Donat Stalnov.
Well, yeah, I mean, they got the break on that one. The puck goes up and over bounds. He has no idea where the puck is, and then it's finished off. It looks like Schmolin might have got the last touch on that behind of bounds, unless it crossed the line before then. I think Schmolin knocked that one into the back of the net.
They've credited the goal to Stalnov. They won't care because that tied it up. And, of course, Stalnov added another goal to make it 2-1. And that's where we're at after 20 minutes of play. Let's look back at a big, big game. It was Italy versus Great Britain, April 19th. Let's have a look back.
He battles for it in the corner. Puck to the point. Pass down low. It seemed a little like the Trivelato was winding up for a hard wrist shot, but trying to disguise a pass, it seems. He disguises that one down to Pavlu, to the slot. Backhand, big chance here in front, and they score! Costner in front. Managed to put it on his forehand, and Diego Costner plays his domestic hockey with Ambri Piotta in the Swiss League. Lights the lamp, 12 minutes and 53 seconds in. And this is just about getting pucks in deep here, Colin.
Yeah, as we were saying before, some good pressure. I thought Italy before the penalty, against had some good pressure down low, and you can see that they were possessed the puck, getting it back to point, switching sides, getting pucks through to the net.
Well, Great Britain will go back on the power play shortly. Next time Italy touch the puck. Unless, of course, they score. 6-on-5 in the zone with possession. Farmer across the left-hand side. Shot comes in down low, and they have scored. Whether Davy Phillips got a tip in front, I don't know. But Team Great Britain tie it up on the delayed penalty goal. Colin, talk us through this play.
Yeah, some great pressure there. Ben made a great read, keeping the puck in the zone and drawing the penalty. And Farms coming off the bench, Kip picks with a nice pass, kicks it over to Ben, and he walks in from the point. Not sure if it deflected off a GB player in front or off the Italian player, but nice play all around.
Yeah, and it was curious that the net from presence rolled completely away from the shooting lane, so he wasn't looking to make a screen, looking for a rebound. Of course, if Badaro shoots glove high there, that rebound's not going to come to him, so maybe the Italians will want to... I was going to say they want to put more net from presence, but Badaro there walking in, he goes high glove again. This time he finds the twine, and that was something you just said, Colin. Maybe he can just take a step in if he's given space to work. He does. He lights the lamp, and Italy go 2-1 up.
Yeah, probably jinxed us there, but I thought in the first shot he had a little bit more time and maybe took the shot from a little bit too far out, but you saw there, he has a little more time, he walks right down, inside the dots and pretty close in and makes a nice shot on the short side.
30 seconds left in the period. O'Connor, Pellini, nice feed. Richardson couldn't get it out his feet. Quick passing from Great Britain. O'Connor, he scores through traffic. Great Britain tie it right before the period ends. And another shot through traffic from O'Connor. Whether he got a tip in front again, we're not sure, but Bettridge is the man who might have got a piece. Puck's still there for anybody. It's up for grabs. Italy get a handle on it. Pavlu through traffic. It's eluded everybody and in. Whistle's going to claim he was interfered with right at the top of his crease. But a goal akin to one of Ben O'Connor's attempts tonight eludes the goalie and in from Pavlu. He did get a little bump. I don't know whether they'll review it or not. They're thinking about it, I think.
Unfortunate for us, 5 minutes to go here, down by 1. Gonna have to turn up the pace here to try and get that back.
Yeah, it's a situation Great Britain have been in throughout the evening, trailing by 1 with 5 minutes to go. They're right at the deadline if they're going to take this one to an extra frame. If they can, although the shot comes in down low, and that might be enough for the Italians. Worked in by Ivan Taufera. And 2 quick-fire goals for the Italians, I think, should see them over the line. Colin, tell us about this goal.
Yeah, that puck possession down low, the player rolls out the corner. Always tough to kind of pick up those guys going to the net, and maintains possession. A little slip play there, and coming into the high slot. There's not much Whistle can do there with that shot.
Play will continue, however, into the last minute of the game, and the Italians have the net gaping at the other end, and they will shoot for it, and they will score it, and that will seal the deal. Ben O'Connor a little frustrated, pat into the empty net. But the Italians, who never got away from GB until the last 5 minutes of the game, seal the deal, and the empty net popped away by Marini, and that will be all she wrote, with the remaining 47 seconds being a formality.
Well, Italy, who were done a favor by GB getting promoted last year, did GB no favors back on April 19th. A big result for Italy there.
Yeah, a real good result for Italy, especially being on the road and going into a small rink in Coventry like that. They're used to the bigger ice surface in their own domestic league, and I thought they dealt with GB quite well. They had a good game. GB were in the game till late on. Just Italy found that next gear to finish the game off. And looking at some of the things that Italy did there, if you look at their power play, I mean, they actually drove down where there was some open spaces and took some shots that a lot of teams don't normally do that. And I think maybe caught GB out a little bit with their tactics. And they obviously did a bit of work beforehand, remembering what GB did in the previous tournament, and gave GB a really good game. Those are the kind of games you want if you're GB. You want to be tested. And, of course, the coaching staff and Pete Russell, they were using different players, trying different guys out, giving them a chance to show them what they could do. And I think if GB would have put let's say, the team that they're going to use in the tournament coming up on the ice, I think the scoreline might have been a little bit different.
Well, it's 2-1 here. Torpedo with 2 goals from Donat Stalnov after the opening salvo from Robert Farmer. Shots on goal 10-9 in favor of Great Britain. Aaron Murphy alongside Paul Adey. We'll be right back with the second period after this quick commercial break on Free Sports. Welcome back to the Motorpoint Arena in Nottingham. 20 minutes in the books. GB out shooting Torpedo 10-9, but it is the visitors with a 2-1 lead. Great Britain 0 for 3 on the power play. Torpedo with a late power play of the Rona carryover into period 2. 44 seconds remaining in a slashing call to Robert Dowd. So the fresh ice, the Zamboni cut, real good opportunity for Torpedo to add another.
Yeah, absolutely a good opportunity for Torpedo, and we've seen they can move the puck around well on their power play, so GB are going to have to be really ready for this power play coming up for Torpedo. Torpedo, one thing I like about the Torpedo team is they don't throw the puck away. If they have the puck on their stick, they don't give it away just because there's a man chasing them. They'll hang on to it, and they'll hang on to it. If you're GB, if you get frustrated and another player comes over to help you, then all of a sudden opens the ice up. So you really have to be careful, especially in your defensive zone, to just trust your teammate and let him do his one-on-one battle, and you pick up your guys. Because we saw GB in that first period at least once where they got out of position, where a player came over to help out, opened up the ice, and created a scoring opportunity for Torpedo. So GB definitely have to play with a lot of discipline in their defensive zone.
First order of business will be the penalty kill, certainly, and we saw some speedy plays, especially on the breakout from Torpedo. So this will be a good test of the penalty killing unit for head coach Pete Russell, of course, heading into what will be, if you take penalties in the top pool in Slovakia, you need to be ready for that.
You do, and the speed is different, obviously. So when teams come up, on their power play with their breakout with a lot of speed, you have to be in movement. If you're standing still, players will just blow right by you. So GB, obviously, they know they have to be really executing well on their penalty kill at that level.
Lake won the face-off. Chasing it down now is Mosey. Here's Richardson. So 30 seconds remaining in Dowd's minor. First power play for Torpedo. Nazarevich just puts it ahead. Well, they're about 14 feet offside right there, so GB will take over. Torpedo looked a little bit disjointed there, and caught in the zone was Galusian. Chasing it down, Nazarevich gets his wires crossed with Alyayev, and we're down to 10 seconds remaining in the power play for Torpedo. Here's the captain, Varnikov. Varnikov tries to punch a shot through. Good block by Swindlehurst, going down bravely against the captain. They work it around. Dowd has jumped out of the box, so 5-on-5 hockey resumes, but the puck movement continues for Torpedo. Here's Varnikov. Varnikov hit hard by Swindlehurst. Dowd tried to send it along the wall, but Galusian intercepted that. Nazarevich kicks it into the corner, and Dowd, fresh legs after coming out of the penalty box, will sprint to the bench now.
Well, a really good shift from Swindlehurst on that penalty kill. Took the body every time. Did a good job on his one-on-one battles down low, and also got back to the net quickly to help out his goalie in case a shot came in to clear rebounds. A really good shift from him on the penalty kill. That's what you want to see.
And there's the goal scorer, Robert Farmer. 3:14 into period one. Farmer opened the scoring. Of course, that goal, maybe the biggest goal in 20 years of GB campaigns at the World Championship from Farmer last year against Hungary. And a big goal here today. He's an abrasive player. He can do it all. He can play good offense. He can certainly get under the skin of the opposition. He will be essential for any success in Slovakia. Here's Veryayev. Perlini will intercept the pass. Perlini, of course, the MVP in that gold medal campaign a year ago. Here's Veryayev. And Ben O'Connor was named the top defenseman in that tournament, so there was a lot of personal accolades en route to the team's success in Budapest. Veryayev throws it out front. Ilyin couldn't pull the trigger, and Farmer on the back check will relieve the pressure for Great Britain. Here comes Dowd. Dowd gets into fifth gear against Orlov. Orlov underestimating the speed of Dowd, and now Perlini. Perlini back to the point. A good shot. It's deflected up and out of play, but real good speed from Mosey. That's his game, and he jumped in out of nowhere from that right point.
Yeah, Mosey was smart there. He saw Perlini carrying the puck behind the net. He delayed a little bit, then drove hard down the right side, and the puck was deflected up and over. A good defensive play there, getting the stick on the ice and deflecting that. Torpedo in their defensive zone, but a smart play from Perlini. A good read from Dowd driving down, but a good job overall defensively from Torpedo.
Clean face-off win. Back to Richardson. Richardson wanted to go back post there. It's intercepted by Makarenko, and Simon comes ahead. Simon dishes it off to Shakhvarostov. Dumps it into the corner for Makarenko. Makarenko, a good play. Makarenko stuck out the left hand and shielded the puck against Hammond. The shot from the point from Olgayenko, now picked up by Makarenko, who's having his best shift of the game. Radionchev with the shot right on target. Good pressure from Torpedo. Hammond at the end of a long shift wants to get the puck out, cannot. Richardson fakes to the backhand against Simon, now drops it back for Lake. Lake to Batch. Batch and Mosey can both play forward and defense. We've seen a little bit of that in Batch. Put a pizza up the middle there and ripping the shot wide was Alyayev. Dangerous moment there, but it went wide. Batch trying to recover now. Makarenko at the end of a long shift calls to the bench. GB hemmed into their own zone and a line change for Torpedo. Alyayev had to be careful there. Lake, good read and react from Lake, and Lake waves at it. Radionchev high off the glass, and Radionchev gives the puck away. The shot just patted away. Hammond looked like he had a real good opportunity there, but Takamarov with a big save on a giveaway. Torpedo been real good in their own zone for most of this game, and that's the first giveaway. Dowd to Kirk. Kirk, great puck poise there, didn't rush the shot. Back to Billingsley. Billingsley's shot looked like it ramped up off of Schmoline and out of play.
Well, smart from Kirk. He stayed high on the blue line. Eventually the puck came out to him. Bought some time. Billingsley moved across the blue line for the shot. But you're absolutely right. Torpedo a little sloppy on that shift in their end of the ice. And GB creating some opportunities. And we saw, both teams really making a couple of defensive zone errors here in this second period.
Galusian will dig in against Myers. Myers wins it cleanly. Won it so cleanly it bounced away from Billingsley. Billingsley saw Schenfeld motoring in. Another puck to the middle of the ice by O'Connor, but he looked up and saw just blue jerseys. Here's Davis. Davis didn't get a touch. Nazarevich wins the race. It'll be an icing call against Great Britain.
Well, a good job from Great Britain in the defensive zone, retrieving the puck. They go D to D to the first forward coming back low, so D to D to low middle Myers, and they were able to come out, just didn't connect up on the pass, and it goes down for an icing, but good read and react from GB in their defensive zone against the forecheck of Torpedo.
Galusian will dig in. Galusian's been good in this game. Where's the assistant, the alternate Captain A on his jersey? Ogayenko will keep it in at the left point. O'Connor straight back out. Ogayenko chases it down. Nazarevich quick up to Galusian. Galusian drops it back. Nobody home, and retreating all the way back to his own blue line is Nazarevich. Ogayenko up the left side looking for Schenfeld. O'Connor sweeps it away from him. Billingsley. Billingsley trying to find Myers up the middle, but Kirk and company offside. We'll have a face-off outside the Torpedo zone.
Well, it was a good try for Billingsley. Myers was open, but again, it's about closing the gap quickly and putting the player under pressure when he receives that pass. And that's what Torpedo have done well in this game, especially in the neutral zone and then on their blue line. They made it tough for GB to break through.
Lakovic versus Ilyin. Lakovic. Well, the face-offs to start period two have been pretty dominant from Great Britain, and those are those small factors. The attention to detail that wins close games. Here's Swindlehurst into the corner. Betteridge sweeps it away from Medvedev, but then he's run into by Orlov. Mikhail Orlov with a good hit there. Here's Swindlehurst. Took it down with the left glove and dumps it right back in. Betteridge is a wrecking ball. He comes in hard on Medvedev, finishes his check. Here's Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst with a shot. He was deflected in front. The captain, Phillips, got a stick on that. And now Swindlehurst knocked over by Medvedev. Lakovic had the puck in his feet. And Veryayev will take over. Just dumps it into Mosey's corner. Evan Mosey cycles the puck back. Mosey, if he can get that speed down the left side, he'll blow by anyone. Now he tries to get it working. Medvedev played that well. Phillips had the pass behind him. And here comes Makarenko. Makarenko with the shot, and it's stopped by Bounds. Best stop of the game from Bounds there, getting the right pad down against Pavel Makarenko. Essential as well. They're okay within touch here at 2-1 down. Don't want to fall down by a couple. Here's a chance, and just lofting it up and over the crossbar was Mosey. Looked like he had room above the glove of Takamarov.
Yeah, he certainly did have the room. He knew he just missed the top corner. A great play from GB on the 3-on-2, going from one wing to the other and getting a good scoring chance.
Alyayev with the lovely inside-out move, and the blocker comes shooting out like a lightning bolt from Bounds. A couple of good stops from Bounds here in essential moments in Great Britain. Trying to tie this up, and Bounds giving them ever opportunity to do so. Ferrara knocked down by Schmolin. Yessian drops it back. Yessian started the play, now wants to get going, nearly gave it away to Hammond. Hammond picks his pocket, here's Lake. Lake put it off the shin pad of Ugienko. Great action, and GB finding that cycle game now. Here's O'Connor. O'Connor gets the shot through, it's deflected by Dowd. I think it was Dowd in the high slot, and you just see the hand-eye coordination of the sniper Dowd, and it's 2-2.
Well, these two players have played together at Sheffield, and when O'Connor comes across the ice, he sees Dowd going to the front of the net, and a little deflection there from Dowd, and the goalie's got no chance. Once that deflection is made, the puck changes direction, the goalie's going one way, the puck is going the other, it ends up in the back of the net. 2-2 here, a big goal from GB here in the second period.
Farmer and Dowd, the goal scorers, pivotal moments, or pivotal players at big moments for GB in their international career, stepping up in this big home game against KHL side Torpedo. Dowd from O'Connor. Here's Dowd in looking for more. Lake, quick move there against Rodionachev, but Rodionachev back checks and gets it to Galushin. Orlov's going to chase forward. Varnikov, the captain, drops it back. Galushin with a hot shot, and that's a glove stop from Bounds.
Yeah, Galushin coming up late was wide open, and GB came back on the play, but they forgot about the two-point man, and it freed up for a free shot and a good scoring opportunity. But Bounds has looked good in this second period. He's come up with some key saves, at least 3 quality saves here in this second period, just one-on-one, him and the opposition. And again, when he starts seeing that puck, he's hard to beat.
Myers wins the draw. Billingsley to Davis. Davis across for Kirk. Kirk trying to get to the outside and does so. Kirk sweeps in. He tried to go back post to Davis. Davis was just a fraction behind that play, but a great net drive there from Kirk, drawing almost double coverage, and Davis looked like he could have had a tap in. Here's Galushin. Rodionachev nearly gave it away. Ben Davis came rumbling forward. Myers on the back check now. Matthew Myers wins the puck. Swindlehurst ahead for Kirk. Kirk curls away from Orlov, gets it to Myers. Myers finds the trailer, and Earhart tried to put it top shelf. And Takamarov is swimming. He's treading water in that crease right now, but GB couldn't hit the target.
No, they couldn't hit the target there, but again, GB's defenseman activating up the ice. Earhart comes up late and gets a good scoring opportunity. And GB have shown a lot of patience on the puck this period. They're not just throwing it away. They're waiting sometimes for the guys to activate up the ice, for their teammates to activate up the ice. And they're delivering some good passes and some good scoring opportunities. And Tikamarov has made some good saves here in the second.
Lakovic will dig in against Danil Ilyin. Face-offs have been good in period 2 for GB. Lakovic trying to keep that going, but busting through smartly was Veriev as he assessed that Lakovic was going to win that draw. Batch up the left side. Veriev steps in front of Batch though. Phillips on the back check forces Veriev to curl back. Finds the trailer. Rodionachev dumps it into the corner. Ilyin couldn't keep it deep. Lakovic and Rodionachev with a good battle. Here's Richardson. Batch up the left side again. Deflected by Lakovic, so no icing. Takamarov plays it. Olendarenko trying to push Ferrara off the puck and does so. Here's Makarenko swings up the left side. Dogged work by Ferrara there, and a real good period from GB, not giving up on any puck, and Ferrara went into Rodionachev and looks like his shoulder is hurt. Here's Makarenko. Ferrara is labored going to the bench after that hit. Here's Billingsley up the right side. Here comes Perlini cut off at the blue line, and GB now forced back into their own zone. They will get it out, and it's Dowd who's got the tying goal here in this second period. Dowd with this shot, and it's just blocked away by Takamarov. O'Connor in front of Dowd, got a piece of that, and it came out the other side. Here's Lake works it back. Dowd taking some abuse in front, but happy to do so. Here's Mosey gets over that, sifts it off. They're trying to get it in front to Lake with the deflection. Lake will score! 3-2 GB, net front presence from Lake. Hammond with a great play off in the flat, and Lake will get the final touch. It's 3-2 GB.
Well, the have been very, very good in the second period, creating a lot of chances. They really picked up their game. And as you can see, just getting pucks to the net, Lake stays in there. And the defenseman in front of the net for Torpedo loses man. Medvedev doesn't cover Lake well enough, and Lake finishes the play off. Well, it could have went off the skate of Medvedev a little bit too there. But GB, again, good pressure for them here in the second period. This line has really picked it up for GB.
Lake and Dowd with goals 3 minutes apart. And it's a magnificent second period. Kirk will dump it in. Here's Myers. Myers tries to sweep it out front. Kirk was lurking in the reeds there, but the puck got away from him. Here's Schmolin. Schmolin all alone, and Mosey with a good recovery against Schmolin. Here's Stalnov. Stalnov had the 2 goals in period number 1 for Torpedo. Couldn't get into a shooting position. Alyayev into the corner. Here's Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst works it around. Stalnov back to the point. Ogayenko, weak shot as he fanned on that, and it was ramped away by Bounds. Mosey tried to get physical there against Yessian. Yessian looked a little bit shaken up. Davis boxes out at the point. Ogayenko caught out of position. Here comes Davis. Down the left side. Ogayenko pulls him down. Play goes on. Davis rumbles into the corner. Yessian. And Ogayenko working against Davis. Lakovic comes into the corner, but it's Alyayev. 3-on-3 back the other way. Nice little stick by Lakovic on Alyayev. Breaking up that 3-on-3. Here's Phillips. Lakovic. Intercepted by Nazarevich. Nazarevich cross ice. Here's the captain, Varnikov. Good back check. Good work by Lakovic on this shift. It's a delayed offside against Torpedo, so they have to back up. Here's Earhart. The defenseman wants to get into the play. 9:10 remaining in period 2. GB 3, Torpedo 2. Varnikov. Varnikov off the stick of Farmer into the corner. Here's Schenfeld. Schenfeld looked up and saw Perlini coming in on him. Varnikov gets it back to Galushin. Galushin to Orlov. Quick puck movement from Galushin and company there, but the shot from Orlov was wide. Nazarevich gives the puck away to Phillips. Here's Earhart. With the puck into the middle again, and I know they're confident making that pass, but sometimes it gives me a little bit of those tense moments when the puck is in the middle of the ice in your defensive zone. Perlini can't keep the puck in. Here's Galushin. Schenfeld. Quick up to Varnikov. Varnikov wants to leave it for Schenfeld. Finds the backhand. That goes off Ferrara's shin pad. And the good news is Ferrara looked like he hurt his shoulder on a hit from Radionchev earlier in this period. And Ferrara's back out there looking A-OK. Here's Schenfeld. Schenfeld across. Ilyan trying to make some magic happen there, but O'Connor says, not on my watch. Here's Ferrara. Right-handed shot down the left side, trying to use that off wing. Going to the front of the net is Lake, and Lake, all sorts of trouble for Tikhomarov and company. Lake has gone to the net with reckless abandon here. Here's Hammond. Pops up. Lake trying to claw it down. It's Dowd. Dowd and Lake have had some real chemistry here in this period. Lake tries the end-around play, and now Dowd backs him up. Dowd to Lake. Lake turns, fires, and that's a glove stop by Tikhomarov.
Well, real good movement again. Lake and Dowd. Hammond going to the front of the net, trying to screen the goalie, but a great job again from this line.
3-2 GB with 7:41 remaining in period 2. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back after this short break on Free Sports. Great Britain. Lake, Dowd, the Hammond line have been absolutely instrumental. They came into this second period down 2-1 with goals from Dowd and Lake clawing the lead back for Great Britain. And it's this line now, Hammond, that have done the damage. Ilyan will try and get the draw. Hammond wins the face-off. Swindlehurst with his shot. Trying to get a stick on that was Hammond. Varyayev into the middle of the ice. Here's Lake. Lake drops it back to Swindlehurst. And Swindlehurst has had a real good recovery here. Think back to that second Stalnov goal. It was an errant pass by Swindlehurst up the middle. And he's shown real maturity here by shaking that off and having a real good game since that play. And that's what coaches love to see. You got to shake it off and be better, and he certainly has. Here's Dowd. Dowd to Lake. Back to Dowd. He'll just cycle into the corner for Hammond. Radionchev tries to box out on Hammond. Hammond does a good job there. Hammond had 57 assists in league play this year for the Manchester Storm, of course. A real point producer. Second year for Great Britain. Here's a play up the middle. Urakov's going to draw a penalty, as it looks like it's going to be a hooking call against GB and a second power play for Torpedo. They are 0 for 1, and it looks like they will get their second power play, and it is indeed Lake in the box for a hook.
Well, what happened on that play is when Swindlehurst pinches down the boards, you have to have a forward and a defenseman ready to come back, and because we were a little late coming back, the forward for Torpedo cut through the middle, tried to break GB through the middle of the ice, and that's where the hook and the slash comes into play, and GB are shorthanded.
Their penalty kill on the first attempt looked pretty good, and at times a little bit disjointed to start this period on the power play, Torpedo. But you can be sure they'll look a little bit more polished here. Nazarevich shot off of Jonathan Phillips. Here's Makarenko. Makarenko back to Alyayev. Makarenko into the face-off dot, into the feet of Simon. Simon curls back. Makarenko in behind Bounds' net. Camped out in front is Shakvaroshtov. But everything's to the outside right now. Good penalty kill, good tight box pushing out from GB. Here's Alyayev. Alyayev to Simon. Alyayev moves it quickly along, but again, everything to the outside, no ability to penetrate. Here's Simon. Simon gives it away to Lakovic, and Lakovic finds a seam up and over the head of Alyayev and all the way down on Tikamarov.
Well, you can see Torpedo were trying to go to the middle of the ice for a quick shot, but Lakovic reacted properly and took his man.
Mosey with the shot, short-handed right off the shin pad of Nazarevich, and then he looked for the rebound, but now is Schenfeld to Galusian. O'Connor with a hip check on Galusian. Here's Earhart. Smart play by Earhart. Just looked up, saw the seam on the right, and spent no time pondering the decision.
Yeah, real smart play, and all he wanted to do was get the puck down the ice, and it allowed also his teammates to make a change on the play.
Here's Galusian weaving his way through the neutral zone. Schenfeld, well, Schenfeld is just a fraction offside.
Well, what I like is GB are coming back with speed, which makes it tougher for a team like Torpedo, who have good speed up, especially with their forwards. If you're moving back with speed, you can pick the guys up a lot easier, because if you're standing still, they're hard to cover going to the net. But GB have done a really good job on their penalty kill, coming back with speed and picking up their men.
Myers against Galusian. A workhorse in the face-off dot, and one of the top penalty killers for Great Britain is Myers. Varnikov is over on the far right side. You can't see him on your screen right now, but he's over. It's almost like a beer league hockey setup. And here is Varnikov. He was all alone, and he starts out the play. Orlov with the shot, and Bounds look calm, cool, and collected there.
Well, no traffic in front for Bounds. He'll make that save every time. And you're right, the face-off was a little bit comical, but that's a set play for Torpedo, where they leave the defenseman up wide there. But GB read that, and he tried to push it through and go for scoring chance. So that tells you that the players on the ice are paying attention.
Orlov can really shoot the puck. First year in the KHL, 6 goals on the back end this season. Here's Galusian. Back to the aforementioned Orlov. Quick pass across for Galusian again. Everything to the outside. Here's Galusian, and it's patted away by Bounds. Good one-timer by Galusian. Here's Orlov. Orlov works it around. And it's a good play. You know, he's had a real good game, Olendarenko. He does things the simple way, but he's a right-handed shot on that left wing, and they want him to be the guy in the flat. GB have made sure that the puck stays away from him, but now he's got it. And that's to my point. He just kind of ghosted in there a few times. Nothing flashy. Penalty's over, though. Lake is out of the box. 0 for 2 on the power play. Good job on the penalty kill from Great Britain, especially with that last chance from Olendarenko. Here he is, Olendarenko. High off the glass for Galusian. Lake will chop at it. And Orlov just kicked it into the corner. Well, there's a pass into the middle of the ice again, and Galusian intercepts that. Galusian and Schenfeld, you got to be careful when they're out there, and I think Billingsley thought he had a seam, but they took it away as quick as possible right there. 3-2 GB with 4:15 remaining.
Steve Merry, who heard this 24 times last season.
Well, Schmolin has taken a slashing penalty, and what that means is another power play. 0 for 3 on the power play for Great Britain, but with the skills they've shown here in period 2 with the Dowd line, it's only a matter of time till they get a couple of good looks on the power play. So Schmolin takes a silly slashing penalty.
Well, you can see they switched. Mosley's come down off the face-off, and Lake has gone on the point. So they were trying to set something up off the face-off.
Fourth power play, Great Britain. They have a 3-2 lead. They trailed 2-1 after 20 minutes, but Dowd and Lake, that line has been magnificent with Hammond. We talked about it earlier. Hammond loves to dish the puck, and certainly Dowd, whether it's deflections or the quick release, is a nose for the net, and we know what Lake did this season for the Coventry Blaze with 34 tallies. So it's a real good trio for head coach Pete Russell. Here's Richardson. Kirk swoops in. Kirk has been poised on the puck all game long as well. Kirk from his skate to his stick, and now Kirk to the top of the circle to Dowd. Dowd trying to get the quick release away. Such a hard try there. He knocked the stick out of Ilyan's hands and trying to get the shot away. Here's Veryayev, short-handed. They have been aggressive in penalty kills, looking for those short-handed chances, and GB has to be aware of that.
Well, you always have to be ready. Some teams, if they get puck possession, they'll drive a guy hard through the middle and go for that long pass and a breakaway pass. So if you're a defenseman on the power play, you always have to be aware of that.
Ogienko gets his pocket picked by Kirk. Kirk all the way back to O'Connor. O'Connor holds up. O'Connor with an assist in the game. O'Connor with his shot, and that was a set play. He's trying to put it off to the back post for Perlini, who got a piece of that. O'Connor with a spinorama tried to get it across for Hammond, and stepping in front of that offering was Ogienko. O'Connor, though, knew he made a mistake and gets back on the back check and wins the puck against Veryayev. Quick as a cat is O'Connor. Swings it out to Ferrara. Ferrara to Perlini. 20 seconds remaining in the power play. Here's O'Connor. Hammond. He's got Farmer in front and started off the scoring way back in period 1. O'Connor whips it around. O'Connor turns the hands over and just deflected it to the left side to Hammond. Hammond walks down the wall. Back to O'Connor. 5 seconds remaining in the power play, and the shot from O'Connor stopped, and the rebound was there for Ferrara. And Tikamarov, and now it's in! They battled and they battled. The red light went on, and now although there was never a sign for the goal on the ice from the ref, he jumped right in there, Dean Smith, to break up that play. The puck is in the net, and it'll be interesting to see whether or not the whistle had gone. But to me, it looked like play was still active. Hammond gets mugged in front. He's getting some extra attention because I think Torpedo have had enough of the Hammond line here. But at the end of that power play, GB kept the pressure on.
Well, they did, and I actually think the whistle probably went before the puck went into the net. You can see there, the goalie makes the save, but he's not able to hang on to it with his glove. And Ferrara, I think, gets a shot in there, and the goalie then has his glove on it, and GB do knock it loose. So definitely that play, in my opinion, was dead, unless blinded and the puck had squirted underneath the goalie's glove. But I think both teams are going to get 2 minutes here, and I can see well, obviously Farmer's not very happy, but I think Farmer got involved a little bit in front of the net, and the referee has decided to send them both to the penalty box to cool things down here.
Yessian and Farmer got off. It was Perlini who sent that puck into the net, but what a good glove stop it originally was by Tikamarov, who must feel like he's in a bit of a shooting gallery here with 2 goals by him. And I mean, he was real good on the penalty kill there. GB had a couple of good looks, and that was a huge stop. He made 2 stops, bang, bang like that, and then Perlini, the puck was knocked loose. But it'll be interesting to hear what Dean Smith and Thomas Anderson of Denmark are discussing right now. I think you're right, the whistle had gone.
Well, for me, to Komarov, I thought he had the puck under his glove, and therefore it should be blown down. So I don't see this being a good goal. Obviously, they're going to have a word with the bench over Torpedo bench, explaining what the decision is here. And but I'd be shocked if the goal counted. I thought, the whistle went, the goalie had it.
Well, it's 0 for 4 on the power play, but that was the most aggressive we've seen them, I think, on the 4 tries. Although they've been aggressive, they've been good on the power play, just haven't been able to get one past to Komarov. And now Yessian and Farmer 2 each offsetting. Just to cool things down, as you said, and it is, of course, no goal as Perlini knocked the puck in after the whistle. It's 4-on-4 hockey with Farmer and Yessian cooling their jets. 2:12 remaining in period 2. GB with a 3-2 lead at Motorpoint Arena. Swindlehurst back cycles. Lakovic is up the right side calling for it, but it comes back to Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst skating well through the neutral zone. Over the red line, over the blue line. Swindlehurst wanted to fake that shot. Throws a hard angle shot on Tikamarov, and that nearly fooled him and got up and over his shoulder.
Yeah, he was a bit surprised from that shot. A smart play from Swindlehurst. He knew his man was going to the net hard.
Delayed penalty coming up against Jonathan Phillips. So with 4-on-4 hockey and plenty of room to roam out there, Phillips left a stick in. It looks like a tripping penalty. It certainly is a tripping penalty on the captain. He's not happy about it, but he got tangled up on the apron of the net there, and the stick got left in, and by the letter of the law, the right call.
Yeah, you get a piece of the goalie at all there too, and it's going to be called. A big opportunity here. We can see here right there, that's on the forecheck coming in, finishing off the hit. There was nothing wrong with that. But right there you can see Phillips leaves it sticking like you said, and the trip is made. And good spot from you there, Murph.
Alyayev might have helped sell it a little bit, but by the letter of the law in real time, it looked like a trip, and it is a trip, and it will be 4-on-3 action. So this will be a real good test. You talk about the whole point of these exhibition games against Italy and Hungary and now Torpedo. This is really good opposition. And when you have a 4-on-3 situation like this weekend, then maybe you don't panic against Denmark or France or the USA if you have a 4-on-3 or a 5-on-3 against, because of the lessons learned here this evening. Schenfeld. Alyayev yelling at Schenfeld. A little bit of a disconnect there. There was plenty of room to make that pass, and Alyayev had stepped in. Quick up, though, and now Varnikov is offside. A bit of a comedy of errors there for Torpedo.
Well, I thought it was Schenfeld, who just didn't come out of the zone quick enough. Took his time leaving the offensive zone, and that's why he was offside. It wasn't anyone else's fault but his, and he's been screaming at the referee and the linesman, but I think he's got to look at himself first on that play.
Galusian versus Lakovic. Lakovic so good in the face-off, and such a good skater, Lakovic. This is where he kind of earns his money right here, and you see it. He wins it back to Mosey. They find a seam, and dumped up and down by Batch.
Well, GB have some really good penalty killers, and I think that will help them a lot when they start the tournament and shortly. And, Lakovic is one of them.
Here's Galusian. Galusian into the top of the circle. Alyayev. Galusian will slow things down to his pace, of course. 4-on-3 action. Galusian to the top of the circle. Schenfeld now. Back to the point. Alyayev, he got under that. It was never going to hit the target. Didn't hit anything. He just seemed to golf at it. And now Galusian. Galusian's in a race against Lakovic. Lakovic bumps Galusian off. What a play by Lakovic. And Lakovic just dumps it in, killing vital seconds off. 20 seconds remaining in the period. Varnikov to Schenfeld. Back to the captain, Varnikov. 15 seconds remaining in the period. And Betteridge gets down on his belly. Brave play by Betteridge. And now Farmer. Farmer's out of the box, racing in on to Komarov. And it will be 5-on-4 now. As the 4-on-3 ends, Farmer nearly got away.
He did, but what a play from Betteridge. Never quit. Was down on his stomach, jumped up, and knocked the puck down the ice. Farmer came out of the box, tried to track it down. Just wasn't quick enough. And a good second period from GB coming back and taking a 3-2 lead, Murph.
Magnificent period from Great Britain. They trailed 2-1 after 20 minutes of play. They will go into the locker room after 2 periods of play with a 3-2 lead. The Dowd line doing the damage in the second frame. GB 3, Torpedo 2. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with second period analysis after this short break on Free Sports. Welcome back to Motor Point Arena. GB with a 3-2 lead after 40 minutes of play, and they're out shooting a Torpedo 20-14. And tomorrow, if you're enjoying this one, we'll do it all again tomorrow from Sheffield, the Fly DSA Arena, the second game of this two-game warm-up set for Great Britain tomorrow from 4 p.m. live on Free Sports. Well, they are out shooting Torpedo, and in that second period, they certainly outplayed them. Let's have a look back at the 2 goals from Great Britain in period 2. And Paul Lady, this line, the Lake line, was absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, and you throw O'Connor on the point with this line, and the offense really starts to take off. And you can see Dowd drives through the middle. O'Connor knows Dowd. He knows how he plays. It's a shot pass for a deflection. Dowd gets a stick on it. Goldie's got no chance. That's a hard wrist shot coming in. A great deflection from Dowd. But this line, played very well in the second period.
And Lake gets a touch on that, and then it came off the skate of Medvedev. 2 goals within 3 minutes. But Lake has been a good net from presence. Gets a blade of the stick on it there. Medvedev, I think it came off his skate then. But Lake, as Bill, the real nose for the net, and him and Dowd and Hammond seem to have some chemistry.
Yeah, it's all about chemistry. It's good to see that. If you're the coaching staff, you see a line out there with the chemistry, and you need to have a top line that can score going into the tournament. You have to have at least one line that you can rely on for some offense, especially against, I'm not talking about the likes of Canada, but I'm talking about some of the other teams that they want to get some points off of. You need a big line to go out there and the ice and make some big plays.
We give full credit to Andy Buxton and Andy French, Chris Ellis, everyone who works behind the scenes to organize this big training camp for Team Great Britain. We've seen the highlights of a magnificent game against Italy. Well, let's have a look back. Great Britain versus Hungary highlights from April 21st.
Sarawa got his stick lifted, and Great Britain will escape with the puck. Farmer with an unmistakable skating style pulls up, nice feed to the back door, chance, Adam Boy makes the save and a double stop. There's a penalty called as there's a scoring chance, and Josh Batch is going to incite a bit of Hungarian fury. He has Bettridge in support. Bettridge picks up that puck to the back door. Oh, Swindlehurst saw it jump off his stick as he glanced up to see where he was. He might get this back here as Mosey at the point will wrist shot through traffic, and he scores! Team Great Britain got on the board. It might have taken a tip in front.
Yeah, it looked like it may have had a little touch there, but great shot by Evan Mosey.
Let's take a look again. Mosey with a little bit of space down low, and well, I think that one might have just gone straight through, Mark.
Maybe.
Here's Nagy. Nice feed to the right-hand side. Choffron tries to deco corner. He gets through, and he scores. The goal light's gone on. Well, Tom Darnell hadn't pointed at the net. He put his arm up for the penalty, though. Scored in a similar move last night, fresh out the box. He pulls this to the backhand. And the puck did cross the line.
I think he's given the goal, and I think his arm went up for the penalty just before, kind of being, the guy was pushed into Ben Bounds.
And Team GB will escape with the puck here. Duggan goes to the left wing side with a bit of space. Gets poke checked. 20 seconds to go in the period. Team GB might have one more shot. Sent to the net, off the pipe, and Ben Lake puts it into the empty net. Right before the buzzer, Team Great Britain have got their lead straight back. It's Ben Lake's second goal for Team GB. And what a response from Pete Russell's boys to get this one back. The tip off the post from Davies. Well, Ben Lake stuffed it into the empty net. A good goal.
Yeah, great goal. Obviously, it just came off a great play by Sam Duggan, getting in the zone, getting it deep, turning back up, getting it low to high. Josh Tetlow with a nice quick shot, some traffic in front, and good things happen. And great to see us get that lead back. So I think we've had a very good period.
Robert Farmer tried to keep the errant pass, connects to Sarawa's stick. He drops it off. Pass to the slot. Choffron couldn't hit Bodo. And here comes Erhard, and if Team GB can rush, they'll have a 3-on-1. Tired legs from Hungary. Chance, and they score! Team GB, Brett Polini with a finish. At the end of a long shift for Team Hungary, they were caught 3-on-1 coming north. And a great finish from the Nottingham Panthers forward, low on Voie. And GB have a 2-goal lead here, Mark.
Yeah, nice shot by Polini there. Obviously on a 3-on-1, sometimes you can... you want to pass that puck, but he makes the right play and shoots it quick in stride. and a great goal after a great penalty kill by GB.
Shields will jump that in as we've got 30 seconds left of the period. GB will want to try and work this one more shot, although Hungary have picked it off. Gallo gets hit by Batch. Macaulay races in from D. There's a chance 2-on-1. Erdele to the back door. Big save from Ben Bounds. Huge save from Boundsy on a 2-on-1. He stayed with it well, and Bettridge chips it in. Somehow Scott Macaulay's ended up back in his defensive position. I don't know how. As Team GB have a shot, blocked by Voy. Oh, and a rebound. Nearly sitting for Ben Davies, who picks up the loose puck now. Phillips arriving. Great play. Oh, and what a save from Voy. High glove save of Davy Phillips. As Team GB get that out the zone. And that'll pretty much be all she wrote in this game. And after being beaten by the Italians and watching Team Hungary go on to thrash the Italians 6-1 last night, Team GB might have been gulping a little bit at the prospect of facing Team Hungary, but they stood tall and took the game 3-1 in what was a very even fair in truth. Both teams having great chances throughout the game, but Great Britain and Ben Bounds stand tall and they'll take the victory here in Milton Keynes.
Big victory for Team GB over a very tough side in Hungary. They've got a 3-2 lead over a magnificent KHL side here, Torpedo, poised nicely for a big third period on Free Sports. We'll be right back with that third period after this short break. Welcome back to Motor Point Arena. An 18 seconds carryover power play coming up for Torpedo, but it's GB with a 3-2 lead. Coming up a little bit later, Dallas at St. Louis. A deferred playout of Dallas at St. Louis will be a free view on our sister channel, Premier Sports. St. Louis leading that series 1-0. And much later on, Columbus at Boston live on Premier Sports 1. And of course, the Bruins lead that series 1-0. Tomorrow, Carolina at New York. The Canes lead that series 1-0 live from 8 p.m. Sunday on Premier Sports 1. Colorado at San Jose live late night on Premier Sports 1. Late Sunday night from 12:30. The San Jose Sharks leading that series 1-0. But right after this Torpedo GB game, go to Premier Sports 2. A free view of Dallas at St. Louis from 10 p.m. Plenty of hockey on the network. Of course, we had the SHL on a little bit earlier, and Djurgården tied up the SHL final, 2 games apiece against Frölunda. Wall-to-wall hockey, and of course we want to apologize for any technical issues. Paul and I were unaware. We were talking away here, and maybe you got a break from us, but we're back live and in your homes here. Many apologies for those a little bit upset on social media. We are back for a big third period, folks, and it's a 3-2 lead for Great Britain. First edict, first order of business, kill off this 18 seconds remaining on Jonathan Phillips' tripping penalty.
Well, obviously this is a big, 18 seconds. GB should be able to get the job done. I like the way GB played in that second period. They didn't sit back. They were aggressive in the offensive zone, moved the puck around really well. There was good movement on the cycle from GB, and they did a good job getting the pucks up to the point. But what I really liked is they drove to the net. They always had some net presence for those deflections. They got a goal on the Dow deflection, and even the one that came from a bit of a funny angle ended up in the back of the net with Lake getting the goal. It came from the fact that GB were willing to get to the front of the net.
Nazarevich will curl back. Torpedo got outshot 10-5 in the second period, so just a magnificent period of hockey from Pete Russell's side. Here's Galusha trying to get it back to Orlov. Great job by Lakovic getting in the way, making a nuisance of himself, and then a good stick by O'Connor. Here's Jonathan Phillips, the captain, races back into the play, and 0 for 3 on the power play for Torpedo. Nazarevich battling to keep it in against Phillips, but he works it ahead to Betteridge. Betteridge into double coverage, worked off the puck by Galushan, and Jonathan Phillips had to be careful there. There was a change coming from GB. They didn't want a 2-minute men on the ice penalty, and they got the change in time. Here's Richardson. Perlini. Perlini will give chase into the far corner. Chasing down Urakov. Urakov has a bounce off his skate, and here's Perlini out front. Farmer tried to redirect that behind Takamarov. Couldn't get the angle, no, and now Aliev will twirl back in behind his own net. 3-2 scoreline, GB. Farmer, Dowd, and Lake, the goal scorers. Stalnov with 2 for Torpedo. It was 2-1 after the first period, and of course 3-2 after 40 minutes of play. Farmer trying to extend the lead. Comes in from the bottom of the circle, right off the chest of Takamarov.
Yeah, Takamarov makes a good save there, and we know what Farmer will. Farmer will always take the puck to net, and sometimes he'll try to slide it between the goalie's legs or get it up and over his shoulder. That time he tried to go high, but Takamarov makes a great save there, and nice play from Ferrara to get that puck to Farmer. Tries to pick his spot, just wasn't able to squeeze it between the arm and the pads of Takamarov.
Fairly big goaltender at 6'2", so even when he goes down like that, he might have showed that top corner, but he took it away. The play back to Hammond was deflected away nicely by Shaq Vorostov. It was Dowd trying to get back to Hammond, but Mosey is speedy into that far corner against Shaq Vorostov. Mosey staples him. Here's Dowd. Hammond gets his feet going through the neutral zone, gains the red line, throws it in on target. Not a bad idea as it got all the way through, and there's a delayed penalty coming up. And it looks like it will be against an interference call. It looks like Simon is going to be the penalized player as Shaq Vorostov touched up. And for Team Great Britain, after killing off the end of Jonathan Phillips' penalty, this is a prime opportunity. Interference call on Simon and the 5th power play for Great Britain.
Well, at first I thought Simon was going to get a trip there, but an interference call will do for GB as they go on the power play. And could maybe increase their 1-goal lead to 2 here. They have been getting good opportunities on their power play. Let's see what happens on this one.
Yessian versus Perlini. Perlini back to O'Connor. O'Connor with an assist in the game goes right into the corner. Farmer. O'Connor quarterbacking the power play, trying to punch it through. Stalnov getting in the way, and Perlini will retreat all the way back to the defensive zone. Here's O'Connor, head on a swivel, through the neutral zone, over the blue line. He'll hammer it around as he knows he's got Ferrara coming in from that point. Ferrara to Farmer. Farmer battles his way. He was in triple coverage right there, but he couldn't get it back to Perlini. Farmer wants that triple coverage to come again, but Torpedo won't be fooled again. It's back to the point. O'Connor with the head fake into the far corner. Farmer goes to the front of the net, but the pass will come back to O'Connor. Farmer's got that handover turned over, the formation front looking for the slap pass, but O'Connor goes right through, and it's patted away by Takamarov. Here's O'Connor across the ice. Here's Ferrara in a perfect spot. Good stop by Takamarov, but a good keep at the line by O'Connor. Here's Hammond. O'Connor. Perlini with this shot, trying to go 5-hole, and Ferrara batted at it as Farmer tried to get it to the back post. Good collapse in front by Stalnov and company to try and help out Takamarov with 40 seconds remaining in the power play.
Yeah, Ferrara with a couple of good opportunities there. That shot from the slot area was a good hard one, but Takamarov made a great save. Again, some good movement on their power play, creating some good chances, GB.
Richardson intercepted by Varnikov. Varnikov in all alone. Varnikov scores! Puck to Twine, and a fine finish from the captain, Mikhail Varnikov, and it's 3-3 at Motor Point.
Yeah, Varnikov makes a good move there. He brings the puck across and pulls it back and lifts it up and over Dowd. You'll see here he steals the pass, comes in, goes to his right, back to his left, quick little shot, up and over, bounds, not giving him much of a chance on that, and an unusual error for Richardson. I mean, he makes very few errors throughout the whole season on that when he gets caught up, but if you're going to make a mistake, you want to do it in one of these games, not when you're at the World Championships.
Short-handed goal from the captain. Still 20 seconds on Simon's interference penalty, so a big letdown, if you will. But not really, because that's just aggressive from Varnikov, and GB got caught a little bit flat-footed there. But Varnikov, the captain, very experienced player, 13 goals this season in the KHL, and when he gets in like that, he's going to finish.
No, and I mean, like you said, it's a great individual play from him, breaking up the play, stealing the puck, going down, and making a great finish. So, you just have to appreciate the play that he made.
And he was out there looking for, they've been aggressive on all 5 penalty kills, and they finally get the shorthanded goal, but it's been coming right from the first power play in period 1. They have tried to turn the PK into offense, and they get one there from Varnikov. Here's Lake, 5-on-5 hockey now. Simon's out of the box. Lake for Dowd. Kirk gets his head up there. He knew that Medvedev was coming. Trying to punch it out is he just squeaks it out over the line, but clubbed back forward by Mosey, trying to make a line change. Dowd is all alone, waiting for reinforcements. It comes in the way of Lakovic with a good stick there. That got deflected. Bounces past Swindlehurst, so no icing. The goal, shorthanded from Varnikov, 3:30 into the period. Let's see if GB can settle down and come right back. Here is Betteridge going to the front of the net. Lakovic trying to punch it through. Good stick by Ogienko.
Yeah, it was a good play from GB. Good job just driving hard through the middle, but a great defensive play.
Betteridge hard into the corner. Ogienko puts a shoulder into him. Betteridge doesn't mind taking a hit to make a play. Here's Batch to Lakovic. Simon trying to staple his man Betteridge into the wall, but Betteridge just keeps on coming, and Betteridge with the shot. It was up and over the crossbar, but that was some kind of effort and compete level from Betteridge. Looked like he was taken out of the play, just got his feet moving and came out and nearly had a scoring chance. Here's Jonathan Phillips. Lakovic and Phillips working against Simon. Also in there, trying to kick along is Ogienko. Great shift by the Lakovic line. Lakovic finally, though, worn down by Aliev, will just get it out over the line. Richardson lofts it ahead, looking for Jonathan Phillips, who looked like he was interfered there by Shaq Vorostov, but play goes on. Here is Shaq Vorostov up the left side. Yessian finds fifth gear. Down the left side, poke check. Lovely play by Myers. Great defensive work, and he gets it ahead to Davis. Davis into the corner. Nazarevich trying to move that quickly, but Davis was all over him. Orlov comes in, as does Nazarevich, recovering. And Nazarevich off the skate of Yessian. Stalnov off of Smolin. Nazarevich will have to back up. 13:35 remaining in the third period. Threes are wild here at Motor Point Arena. 3-3 in the third period. Farmer with a hit on Yessi, and here's O'Connor. O'Connor put it into the feet of Smolin. Smolin goes down. The puck is underneath him, but Yessi trying to find it, but it will be GB finding it, and Davis hustling forward down the right side. Orlov has to get his head up as Farmer was coming. Perlini tried to intercept that, and now Perlini will track it down. Perlini to Ferrara. Back to Perlini. Perlini with the long-range shot off the cuff of the glove off the cheater of Tikhomirov's left hand, and it's good to see Ferrara out there. Think back to that hit he took from Rodionachev in the second period. Missed maybe a shift. Looked like his shoulder, but he seems A-OK. Here's Mosey. Farmer in front. Farmer got a piece of that offering from Earhart and just about deflected it behind Tikhomirov, but it was wide. Galusian calling for it on the left side. One man in for GB. It's Lake. Hammond backing him up. A 1-3-1 right there, Paul, as they're not going to be too aggressive on the forecheck. Although they have at times changed the formation on the forecheck to try and wheel different looks. And here comes Dowd. Dowd got it punched away by Alyayev. Here's Anton Schenfeld. 6 goals and 23 assists in the KHL for Schenfeld this season. Here's Mosey. Mosey thought that Earhart might still be on the left side. He was not. He was on his way to the bench, and here comes Schenfeld. Schenfeld out front. Galusian waved at that, and Alyayev finds it in the corner. Galusian would have needed a cricket bat to time to take that out of the air. And now GB will escape. Lake taking the feed from Dowd. Here's Richardson. Richardson got boxed out by Schenfeld, but look at the back cycle, the back check there, and the cycle on the wall by Richardson to come back on Schenfeld. He just never gives up on a puck.
No, he doesn't. Good play from him. And again, I was talking about the neutral zone. Again, Torpedo doing a good job in the neutral zone defensively, closing the gap quickly.
Here's Ilian. Ilian with a hard wrister. Bounds, holds it. Bounds will keep it. It's a 3-3 scoreline. 11:30 remaining in the third period. We'll be right back after this short commercial break on Free Sports.
It is A1900. That is A1900. That is a nice target price of £468. Now, if you have any of these numbers, please make your way as quickly as possible to the GB Supporters Club table. For the GB jersey, well, that was ticket number B4807. That's B4807. Whilst the Torpedo jersey was ticket C2442. Once again, 50-50 A1900. GB jersey is B4807. Whilst the Torpedo jersey is C2442. Make your way to the GB Supporters Club table to claim your prizes.
Welcome back to Motor Point Arena. Offensive zone face-off for the visiting side, Torpedo. And if you're new to the KHL, of course, we show the KHL all season long on Free Sports. Torpedo, 64 points this season in the KHL, 7th in the Eastern Conference, 4th in the Harlamov Division, a playoff team. They lost in a 7-game classic against Barry's Astana in the opening round of the playoffs. And this is, the proper sort of build-up, if you will, for Great Britain going to the top pool to play a team from the second-best league in the world, the KHL.
Yeah, tough opposition, and that's what they need for their preparation. You have to play good teams. You have to get used to a bit of a different level than maybe what you played all year, and these games certainly are the best thing for the team.
GB's power play 0 for 5. They've conceded a shorthanded goal, but a lot of good looks around the net, so there's a lot of positives on the special teams so far. They've also killed off 3 power plays against.
Well, that's important, and these games are really important for your special teams. I mean, your penalty kill, your power play. You want to get everybody working on the same page before you start the tournament.
Their face-offs have been good as well, but a face-off win by Makarenko there, but then jumping through the set piece was Liam Kirk. Kirk has been aggressive all game long. Done everything but score. He's had a couple of shots on goal as well. Kirk trying to battle out of the corner. Davis for Myers. Kirk. It's going to be a penalty coming up. Looks like it's going to be against Torpedo as Myers was felled beyond the goal line, and that will be a 6th power play for Great Britain as skating to the bench is Ogayenko on the trip.
Well, good job from Matthew Myers down low, and he causes the trip. And another opportunity at the power play for GB, who have been getting chances. You can see they were trying to work the middle a little bit more on that last one, and they got a good scoring opportunity through Ferrara with a good shot that came in. I wonder if they'll go back to that again, but sometimes you need your Ferrara's back out there with, you can see Perlini lining up for the face-off.
Perlini versus Simon. Perlini wins it clean. A clean up the middle, and O'Connor was off to the right. Here's Ferrara. Ferrara drops it back. O'Connor with good communication there. He called off Farmer, and now he's called off Hammond, and he goes straight ahead looking for Ferrara, and it's picked off. Makarenko in. What a stick from O'Connor. Great defensive work from Ben O'Connor. They've just conceded a short-handed goal. They could ill afford to cough up another one. Here's Galusian. Goes back, Nazarevich. Straight up the middle, and Farmer with the long loping stride bounds ahead after pouncing on that loose puck. Farmer. Back to O'Connor. O'Connor plays catch with Robert Farmer. No one in front as of yet, but now Ferrara will take up the post. Farmer works it in beyond the goal line. Hammond kicks it along to Farmer. Everything to the outside right now. They need to get Ferrara in front. And here's Perlini. Perlini to Hammond. One-timer, and getting a piece of it was Farmer, and it bounced away from everybody. O'Connor will retrieve it in the neutral zone. 50 seconds remaining in the tripping penalty to Ogayenko, but an offside.
Yeah, Farmer was trying to get off the ice there, just couldn't get out quick enough, and the offside is called. Again, GB, they look like they can get one on their power play, but give Torpedo credit, they've been very solid on their penalty kill, especially their up ice pressure has been very good, and sometimes turning that pressure into chances, and that's where GB have to be a little bit careful, because they tried a neutral zone play, and then they almost got caught out for a goal going the other way. So this is a team that you have to be careful with on the power play.
Well, and Ilian showed you why there. He goes forward on the face-off down, though, in the counter-attack, patted away by Takamarov. What a face-off there. Looks like Ilian is constantly trying to go forward in those plays, and right there Lake got caught.
Well, what happens a lot of time on the power plays, guys fall asleep a little bit on face-offs and that. So if the opposition on their penalty kill is awake, those push-through face-offs can be dangerous.
Here's Kirk. Kirk threads the needle. It came off the heel of Mosey's stick, but a great feed, a great idea by Kirk there. He's got Dowd and Mosey beyond the goal line. It comes back to Liam Kirk. Kirk to the top of the circle. Kirk with 2 seconds remaining. Ogayenko steps out of the box. The shot from Kirk is gloved down by Takamarov, and 0 for 6 on the power play for Great Britain.
Well, 0 for 6, but you have to give Torpedo credit. They've been excellent on their penalty kill. And one thing, they know when to pressure, and they know when to sit back in their box. And they show a lot of calmness on their penalty kill. And they haven't made it easy for GB. GB's had some good chances. I mean, that's a good shot from Kirk with traffic in front. But, you got to give Takamarov credit. That's a good save.
Urikov will dig in against Lakovic. Lakovic over 50% of the face-off dot in this one. Tried to win another one and does so to Phillips. Phillips throws it around. Swindlehurst rumbles in from the left point. Bounces away from Betteridge. Phillips left it for Betteridge. Betteridge spots Billingsley back at the right point. Here's Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst missing the net on purpose there. He didn't want to bounce it off his shin pad, so he wants to go low dasher, and now Phillips takes over. Phillips out front. Betteridge comes all the way back to Billingsley, and that came off Shaq Rostov and nearly into his own goal. Here's Lakovic. Back to Billingsley. Swindlehurst activates in from the left side, dumps it in. And there's another penalty coming up against Torpedo. 6 on 5 as Bounds has gone to the bench for the extra attacker. Phillips bounces it back to Billingsley. Here's Lakovic. Swindlehurst wants to camp out in front. At 6'4", he's a big man. Here's Phillips. Back to Billingsley, and Billingsley whiffed on that. And luckily it's not on target because the net is vacated. Bounds on the bench for the 6 on 5. 7:45 remaining in period 3, a 3-3 scoreline. Here's O'Connor, gets his motor running over the blue line. Looks like there's a chance here for O'Connor to set up. Galusian lifts his stick. Extended time on the 6 on 5 here. Must feel like an eternity for Torpedo. Farmer wants to go to the front of the net. O'Connor with this shot. It bounces off Yessi, and then finally, mercifully, they get the touch.
Well, Torpedo fell asleep on that 6 on 5. They forgot to put a guy on the ice, so it became a 6 on 4 for GB. And I'm sure the coaching staff won't be happy with the players on that play, but the coach is having words with the referee now. I think he's probably saying, listen, that's a lot of penalties you're giving us, and maybe a bit too much.
David Nemirovsky, first-year head coach of Torpedo, played in the NHL with the Florida Panthers, played in the KHL. He's got Artem Chubarov and Sandis Ozolinch, the Latvian legend, as his assistant coach. He's a former Stanley Cup champion, Sandis Ozolinch, with the Colorado Avalanche. Here's O'Connor to Perlini, so a very experienced coaching staff there. But right now, 7th power play for Great Britain. Almost a full period on the man advantage. They need to get one here. Here's Ferrara to Farmer. Farmer tries to go back post, and it skips away from Hammond. Hammond to Ferrara. Here's O'Connor. O'Connor to Farmer. Farmer up top shelf, where you keep the good whiskey. Power play goal, GB. It's 4-3.
Again, Farmer just goes to the net, receives the pass from O'Connor, goes to his backhand, and what a shot that is, up and over the goalie into the top corner. Watch O'Connor. Gets the puck down to Farmer, and he makes no mistake on his backhand. That is the perfect backhand in close from Farmer. Another big goal from him in this game, and Farmer loves being around the net. You can find him down near that net. He will put the puck in the back of the net. One of his strong points of his game. And GB, well, you know, they've had their opportunities on the power play, and they finally get a power play goal.
1 for 7 on the power play. He started the scoring off 3:14 into the first period, and with 6:51 left, will the bookend goals from Farmer be enough? And finally, a power play goal. They've been pretty good on the penalty kill. They wanted to get something going on the PP, and they do right there through Farmer. Second assist of the game for O'Connor as well. Shaq Rostov was going to the back post. The slap pass from Makarenko was careening away from him, but the right idea, and coming right out off the reset. You cannot be asleep against Torpedo on the reset like that. GB will slow it down now, but they came right back aggressively trying to go back post.
Well, that's what you want. You want to come out with a good shift, get a scoring chance, and that's what Torpedo did there. And you're right, that the opportunity was there. GB did enough to break the play up.
How often do you see that? You score a big goal, an emotional one on the power play like that, and you get caught a little bit flat-footed because you're still kind of celebrating the goal. Luckily for GB right there, it didn't. Well, there's a penalty coming up as Betteridge was knocked down. Lakovic is going to come in against Veryayev. Veryayev with a dangerous hit on Betteridge, and now Lakovic came in to defend his teammate. Veryayev drops the gloves. Lakovic is saying, give me a break. And Veryayev, I mean, I think Betteridge is okay. He's on his feet, but whenever you get that low bridge on the knee, Ilyan's coming in as well. And Lakovic does the right thing there. He comes in to send a message that you're not going to low bridge my line mate. But Ilyan and company, cooler heads have to prevail here, and hopefully Betteridge is okay.
Well, if you're GB, you don't want to retaliate and take a penalty here, and I think Betteridge is all right. But you don't want to take a retaliation penalty. You're going to be on the power play. You have a 1-goal lead. Jonathan Phillips is out there without his helmet, and he's having a little discussion with the referees before that. But we'll watch it here, and Betteridge dumps the puck in there, and he gets clipped a little bit. Does get caught on the knee. I mean, I don't think it was one of those where a guy's going for your knee. I think he just left his leg there, and Betteridge tumbled over. I don't think there was an intention to injure on the play, but the referees are going to discuss that and make a decision based on what happened. Lakovic just comes in to help his teammate out. He wasn't looking for a fight. He was just trying to let the opposition know, hey, you can't do that to our guys.
The good news is Betteridge got up under his own steam, appears to be okay. Jonathan Phillips and Lakovic came to the aid of their teammate. This is a close bunch, and there's guys who've had 8-9 years at senior level. There's some new guys like Billingsley and Lake, but this, make no mistake, is a team that battles for each other, and good to see that from Lakovic and Phillips.
It is, and that's what you have to do it there in the ice. I mean, Lakovic did the right thing. He didn't go and jack the guy with a big cross check and get himself an extra 2+2. So now he keeps his composure. He does a little bit just to let the other team know. And GB will go on the power play here, or should go on the power play here for at least 2 minutes.
Well, there's one door open, and it's the penalty bench of Torpedo. David Nemirovsky on the right is arguing with the officials right now.
Well, I think he's telling the linesman to slow down. I'll get my guys in the box when I'm ready. I don't think Nemirovsky's very happy right now with the officials because, I mean, he's on behind the bench thinking, hey, we've had a lot of power plays against us. But, if you're tripping and slashing guys out there and sticking your leg out, taking a guy's knee out, you're going to get your penalties. So I think he's just a bit frustrated at the moment. We can see 7 minutes up on the clock. I have to say, I don't know if that's a 5-minute major, but the referee's called it.
Veryayev is gone down the tunnel. Yesian is in the box, as is Schmolin. 5+ a game. And, well, Betteridge appears to be okay. That's the most important thing here, whether you agree with the call or not. But when you see a low bridge like that, even if it's kind of a clip, you're still, I think right there that Veryayev knows just enough to stick out his hip. And Betteridge got caught, and then, well, not that it all breaks loose, but Lakovic and Phillips O'Connor all come to the aid of Betteridge.
Yeah, it depends how low he is on the play, and the referees are right there. They get a good view on it, and they make the call. I've seen much worse than that, to be honest with you.
8th power play of the game. Perlini will dig in against Ilian. So Schmolin is serving the penalty. And another chance now for GB on the man advantage to seal this perhaps at a 4-3 scoreline right now with 5:45 remaining. Here's Urikov. Urikov takes a bump from O'Connor. Rumbling in there was Farmer, and then Farmer in a joust there with Urikov. And that's what Farmer can do. He scores a couple of big goals, but then he starts to ruffle feathers as well. And Urikov had a stick up around the head of Farmer. Here's Farmer jabbing it along to Ferrara. Orlov trying to wrap him up. Orlov all over Ferrara like a cheap suit. Play goes on. Here's Ilian. Ilian trying to go outside. He got it ahead for Medvedev, and now it's Perlini. O'Connor. Pavel Medvedev was rumbling through there from his defensive position, trying to get something going. Again, back to your point about being aggressive on the penalty kill, and Torpedo have certainly been that way. They've got a shorthanded goal in the game. Kirk couldn't keep that in. The feed came back from Perlini, and it's just offside.
Yeah, good call from the linesman. That was actually a quick decision he had to make there, but it's the right call. And if you look at GB, they have a 6 minute and 7 second power play left. I mean, they just have to keep possession of the puck and they can go on to win the game. I'm sure they'd like to get some chances on their power play, but again, we know how good Torpedo are coming the other way on their penalty kill, so they also have to be a little bit careful on their power play not to give up a goal.
Here's the captain, Varnikov. He's got a shorthanded goal in this period. It came 3.5 into the third. Galusian deflects that in on bounds. Leaves it for his Cardiff Devils teammate. 2 Cardiff Devils teammates there, Mosey and Richardson. Here's Lake. Lake taken off the puck by Varnikov. But here's Liam Kirk of the OHL's Peterborough Peaks. 26 goals in his first year in major junior hockey for Kirk. Kirk works it back up the left side. Lake tried to pool cue that into the corner, but it will be settled down by Aliev. Aliev goes up the right side, and they get out of the zone. Richardson, though, wants a quick up. He kicks it ahead to Lake. It came off of the tip of Lake's stick. Line change for Torpedo. So 5:20 left in the major penalty to Veryayev. Phillips. Jonathan Phillips across. Billingsley. Right-handed shot down the left side, down the off wing. Backhands it around for Lakovic. Lakovic gets his feet moving as that bounced away from him. Stalnov, who's got 2 goals in the game, will dump it up and down on bounce. 3:50 remaining in the third period. GB with a 4-3 lead. 2 goals from Robert Farmer, bookending. He started the scoring in period 1. He's got a power play goal here with 6:51 left in the third period as the puck comes up and out of play. Well, if you're Pete Russell, you might like another power play goal here, but you've got to be happy with the way the special teams are going against the KHL playoff team.
Well, absolutely, and I think Pete overall is really happy with his team. They've kept their composure, and they're getting a lot of chances on their power play, but you're right, they don't need another goal. They just have to make sure they don't give one up, but you have to be careful because you saw in that shift Schenfeld took off, and he was left alone for a little bit. He could have been an option on the penalty kill for Torpedo. He just wasn't spotted, so GB, you're right, have to be careful on their power play.
Makarenko swings it out to the left side. Nazarevich back to Makarenko. Makarenko tried to go cross ice. It was high into the body of Perlini. Perlini will go back to O'Connor. 3:15 remaining. That will all be on the power play. Because it's a major, they can score as many as they want here. It won't send Schmolin out of the box, who's serving it for Veryayev. Here's Ferrara to O'Connor. O'Connor takes his time just working it around to Perlini. Farmer He's got 2 goals in the game. Looking for the hat trick. Farmer, he's got it! Take a bow, Robert Farmer. That's the hat trick. And a 5-3 lead. Another power play goal, GB.
Well, that was a great play again from GB, and Farmer with that spin move down low, up and over the goalie, gets the puck high enough over the goalie, and finishes the play off. A well set up play from GB. They obviously spotted there was a little bit of room down low there. Good movement there, Perlini with Farmer. Perlini certainly knows where Farmer likes to go. They play together in Nottingham, and that's just another great play from Farmer. He's got great hands in close, and that's where you want to get him the puck, because he knows where the back of the net is, and that's the best place for Farmer to get his scoring opportunities, because he's going to finish in that area.
Magnificent. Farmer with a hat trick against Torpedo. 2 of them on the power play. The 5-3 lead. Now the power play rolls on, as it was a major penalty to Daniil Averyayev. Here's Richardson. 2-goal cushion now for Richardson and company. Richardson directing traffic. We want to work on this power play. Mosey. Just swing it to the outside. Kirk gets his head up. Kirk's broke the ankle coming for the hit. Here's Dowd. Back to Liam Kirk. Kirk takes his time. Plays it into Lake. Dowd with a one-timer. And Takamarov had to be dialed in there. There was traffic in front and there was no rebound.
And good movement on the power play from GB. And that's what you want. If you're moving out there, making quick, hard passes, getting shots to the net, you're always going to get your chances. And you want to see that from your players.
Myers will dig in against Vladimir Galuzhin. It could be tasty tomorrow. I mean, you saw David Nemirovsky, the head coach of Torpedo. He was quite animated on the bench. We've seen it to be a little bit more prickly here in the third period with some scrums and certainly the major penalty to Veryayev. So tomorrow in Sheffield from 4 p.m. could be tasty. Here's a lovely little turn of the wrist by Myers. Myers took the feed there from Billingsley, deflected it on, and looks like there's a penalty coming up.
Yeah, Myers is going to get, I think he called him for holding or something to do with the stick, but Myers wasn't happy about that. He felt he had possession of the puck, and he was battling for the puck, and I think he's being told he got a stick over top of the opposition stick, and the play kept the player from being able to get control of the puck, and that's why the call was made, and Myers didn't agree with that one, but Torpedo will go on the power play. They're only down 2 goals. There's a couple of minutes left here. Certainly might consider pulling the goalie.
There's head coach Pete Russell. He looks calm, cool, and collected.
Well, it certainly will even things up, I should say. And but they can pull a goalie and get the man advantage on a 5-on-4 situation. So we'll see if they did. It looks like they're going to do that straight away and go on the power play with that by pulling the goalie in that situation.
Takamarov will finish out on the bench. So 4-on-4 with Myers and Smolin still serving the major penalty to Veryayev. So 4-on-4. But as you surmise, why not go for it here? With 2:02 remaining, you're down by 2 goals. You might as well pull for the 5-on-4. You got to face off deep in the offensive zone. So David Nemirovsky with the right call on the Torpedo bench. Galuzhin against Lakovic. Lakovic gets the one warning. Now you can't jump the gun here. You get that automatic penalty. Lakovic, though, well, he wins the draw against the KHL veteran despite having the warning on the face-off infraction. Lakovic, well done. Here's Richardson. Always composed in the face-off dot is Lakovic. And for people questioning some of the selections made by Pete Russell and his coaching staff, it's the intangibles. It's not always goals and assists. You see a guy winning a face-off like that, you see guys blocking shots. Those are the things that can win a game. And right now, JB with the 5-3 lead. Walking out front is Varnikov. And the blocker in the right shoulder of Bounds got up. That might have kissed the outside of the post as well. Here's Schenfeld. Schenfeld to Varnikov. And blowing the zone on that high pass out was Lakovic, or high dump out, Lakovic. But because it's 4-on-4, that will be an icing call with 1:20 remaining. And let's go back to that point about winning faceoffs and blocking shots, being able to chip a puck at speed. Sometimes that's more important on the third or fourth line than like a guy that can put a goal in. Some guys need to play in the top 6.
Well, no, absolutely, and it's about putting a team together that you feel you can win with. And unfortunately, sometimes there's players that, you know, even the fans might think, well, why aren't they there? Well, the coach and the coaching staff, they have to find a blend of players.
Yeah, if you look at the way a team is constructed in, say, the National Hockey League. The Boston Bruins don't have stars on the third and fourth line. Sometimes you need those glue guys, those guys that can just come out and block a shot, win a face-off like that. But also, how about this, Paul Ady? A few years ago, would there be any doubt about who made the team? No. The game is getting so good in the EIHL that even though you can bring 25 guys, 22 skaters plus 3 goalies, there's still tough decisions to be made. And for those that are upset about some of the selections, that's how good the league is now. That's how good the GB program is there's tough decisions to be made, and that's what you need. Not everyone can make the Canadian Olympic team.
No, you're absolutely right. And as we go back here to a 5-on-4 situation.
Nazarevich with the shot. Schenfeld trying to scoop it underneath bounds. Right pad save. Schenfeld along the goal line. Throws it up back post. And that came off a skate and nearly in. The goal was open. Earhart will dump it down, and that's an icing call with 41 seconds remaining.
I mean, if anyone's wondering why it's an icing call, it's because they pull the goalie to create a 5-on-4. It's not actually a power play, just in case some of the viewers are wondering why the referee keeps blowing it down for icing.
Back to that point, though, there's been some pretty good players left off of Canadian Olympic teams or Canadian World Championship teams, and that's because Canada has such depth. People joke that in Sochi they could have had an A and a B team, and either of them could have won the gold medal. Well, GB, the goal over the last few years is to create that depth. And certainly there is depth, and that is a positive thing, even though some players will feel, sad about being left out, but that will make guys work harder.
Well, you're always going to have 1 or 2 guys that, the fans are going to think deserve a spot, and it's sometimes just a question of opinion.
Swindlehurst tapping at it, and Makarenko will dribble it in. It's a 5-4 scoreline with 19.8 seconds remaining. And Nazarevich, Simon, and Makarenko were buzzing around the net. Let's have a look back. It looked like it was under control at one point. It was between the feet of Swindlehurst. Comes back to Makarenko, who hammers that, and it's actually Simon off to the flat.
Yeah, Simon picks up the rebound there. It could have been hit someone in front and went to him. I mean, I thought Bounds made the original save there. I mean, Swindlehurst in front, he just couldn't get his stick on it. The puck was rolling and it was in his feet. He was trying to clear it down the ice. Unfortunately, couldn't get it out. But give Torpedo credit. They looked good pulling their goalie and getting some good opportunities here late in the third period. They pulled the goalie straight away on the faceoff. They only had 19.8 seconds. So, that is the right decision.
Simon, former St. Louis Blues draft pick way back in 2001, has gone on to play 584 KHL games. So a veteran steps up to make it 5-4. 15 seconds remaining. Batch swings it out to the left. And that will come all the way up and down. Nazarevich will easily win that race for the icing. 11.6 seconds remaining. There's still time.
Yeah, I mean, Batch tried to bank that off the boards and out, but unfortunately went all the way down the ice. He didn't have any support, so carrying it deeper into his zone is a big risk. So it does go down for an icing. You might say, well, he should have done something else, but actually that was the only option Batch had on that play.
Well, he'll also believe that Lake can win the draw. You have to count on the face-off man, but it's Simon with the draw. Nazarevich off of Batch's stick. Now Batch knows I've iced the puck. I better do something here, so he comes out and gets his stick in the shooting lane.
Yeah, no, he does a good job there, deflecting that up and over into the netting, and that now allows GB to change. So it's a great play from Batch.
Face-off to the right of Ben Bounds' net. 5-4 scoreline for GB. And Nazarevich to Makarenko, came off the heel of his stick. Myers is out of the box, so it will be a power play to end it off for GB, and that'll do it. A big victory over Torpedo, and Robert Farmer with a game-winning goal.
Yeah, great job from Farmer again, but just off that face-off, it was a good set play from Torpedo, and it had the pass not rolled over, the stick of Makarenko, he would have had a real good scoring opportunity. So good execution off the face-off from Torpedo to finish the game. GB end up winning it. Good battle in this one. 5-4 for GB over Torpedo.
Farmer, the game-winning goal with 2:55 left on the power play. We'll be back with some post-game analysis after this short break.
Right, can you hear me, Ian? Ian, can you hear me on this? Right, can you get Murph to talk to me so I can check these headphones?
Hello, Josh. Josh, can you hear me? Josh, can you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Josh, can you hear me?
Got him.
1, 2,
Got him.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I can hear Murph, yeah.
Cool. Josh, can you talk to me?
Hello, Murph. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Keep talking.
Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay,
Murph, can you
that's
hear
a
me?
little better. That's a little better.
Yep, spot on.
Can you
Right.
hear him, Paul? Can you hear Josh?
Yeah.
Hello, Paul. Yep, cool. Right, hang on then. You'll be able to hear Murph and Paul, and you talk to them back through down there. When that light comes on, that means they're on you.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further tonight, so before we present the man of the matches, please put your hands together and show your appreciation for not only the bench staff but the team who put on a cracking game for us here today. They are, of course, Team Tonino. The man of the match for Tonino, presented by is here from the Great Britain Supporters Club. Ladies and gentlemen, he is player number
about a minute away.
17, and it's Scandal.
Hello, Coach. Can you hear me? It's Murph upstairs.
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
Oh, man, you sound good.
Thank you.
It's that lovely lilt. Always sounds better after a win, though.
Yeah, I know, it's a bit messy, but...